Cindy.
Oh, hi.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Sorry, just finished this one thing. How are you?
Good. How you doing? If
Good.
you're in the, you can finish up if you're in the middle of something. I can wait a sec.
No, no, it's okay. I just want to save it. Save what I did. That's all. How are
Oh,
you?
I'm doing good.
Good?
I'm doing good. I'm
Busy?
doing all right. Huh?
I know you're probably busy.
I think we're all probably busy.
Yeah.
I know I haven't caught up with you in a while,
Yep.
but I know you've probably caught up with Anthony, and just wanted to touch base with you. But have you caught up with Anthony? And
Um, yeah, briefly, like very short the other, I think 2 days ago. Yeah, he just
yeah,
told me. Yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, he
go
just
ahead.
said briefly, yeah.
Got it. Let me just get up to speed on your conversation, and let me add a little context. But where how did you get what did he get you up to speed on, or what did he tell you? And I want to just tell you
Um,
supplement.
he didn't really tell me that much. I just know that he's gonna leave, right? I'm not sure, like, is there a date or, yeah, it was very short and quick, because I was busy and he was busy, so.
Okay.
Hmm.
Um, let me just give you a little more insight. There's going to be some um, changes coming about, and I'm sure that can be pretty
Hmm.
unnerving
Hmm.
and very uncertain. And I just wanted to catch up with you and just share a little more light
Okay.
on you and sort of talk through things with you and get some feedback and sort of share. But I think yeah, there's going to be at some point we're figuring out the timing. At some point there'll be a change. At some point, Anthony will be leaving
Hmm.
the organization. To be determined when, but at some point he'll be leaving, and we're sort of working through all that.
Hmm.
Um, I think what we I think what we're going to be looking for. I think big picture is we're going to hire a controller
Hmm.
and someone who's uh, um, just that. I think we need a role where someone's 100% focused on a controllership, and that's what we're going to ultimately be looking to hire when Anthony leaves. Bring someone in who's 100% focused on controllership,
Hmm.
um, and so that's where we're go. That's where we're sort of going towards. Um, from a team perspective, like the team is doing really impactful stuff, and the company's growing, the company's scaling, the teams, you and Joanna are doing really valuable work, and I want you to feel comfortable like all the work you're doing is really valuable, and all that will continue. I think what we're just trying to figure out is what makes sense, right for the organization, and so we're going to be bringing in someone who's specifically focused on controllership.
Okay.
So so for that from that path, the timing, we're not quite sure on the timing. This is a journey that the journey that we're actively in discussions, but the timing, expect over the next few months will or so we'll bring someone in.
Hmm.
Anthony is going to continue with us, and he's going to continue in the role and continue to support you people and the team, and he still should be the go-to person as we're all trying to collectively figure out, at least at this level, like how we can all make this, work best for the organization, work best for ourselves, and work best to support, the team as well.
Okay.
So, so that's what's going on. I think just sort of tactically is, he's here. You and Joanna will continue to report to him. We'll continue to do the stuff that we're doing today.
Hmm.
I think he and myself, and we're trying to figure out. He'll be with us, and then for a little while, we're trying to figure out exactly how that whole plan is going to work while we look for someone externally.
Okay.
What goes through your
Does.
head? Because
Um,
that's a lot to
Yeah,
that's
you
a lot to take
so
in.
so you said we are not sure what date is Anthony ending with us, or do you not know the date who the new controller's coming in? Is there going to be an overlap, like a transition, or? we're not, we don't know yet.
Yeah, I think I think it's a little uncertain. I think that would be ideal.
Okay.
But we have a little bit of uncertainty. We have a little uncertainty to what's going on. How it's all going to play out.
Right.
At some point, Anthony in his transition, he'll be looking for expect something different,
Mm-hmm.
a new job. We don't know when all that's going to come about. We don't know when we'll find someone, and so there's a little bit of an uncertainty in terms of how the
Okay.
whole transition will happen.
Yeah.
Um, I think I think ideally there's an overlap,
Okay.
but little's up in the air in terms of
Okay.
how all the timing will come about.
Okay. Sounds good. So we'll see when, cause like he's a big part of NetSuite, so like he was always the main person. So I just
Yeah,
want to make sure like we get some of the things done before he goes.
yeah,
Like the employee, what's it called? Reimbursements. Um, or the uploads that we've been doing. Like someone has not been working for me. And I just want to make sure we we have it down. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah,
so not much, yeah, but
yeah. No, that's helpful. It's helpful to hear when you say the employee reimbursements. Is that something that's a piece you're trying to implement in NetSuite?
yeah, and get the employees to do it instead of me doing it because that I did it for last month and I had to click on each employee and fill it out. And I want to get that done. That was supposed to be should be done so we stop the spreadsheet that everyone fills out and can see each other's expenses, and it'll be so much easier for a long term. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so the employee reimbursement. This is for all the scouts.
No, it's for everybody. Like everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So it's just some things that I think before Anthony leaves, we want to make sure we have it down what our goals were, um, and what my goals. Yeah. So that's
yeah.
just it.
And what's the current plan with that?
What's the current plan?
Yeah, I
It
mean,
should be up and running. Anthony, I talked to him other day. He said he'll work on that. Um, and another thing, uploading budget. I did that on his vacation. I think it was on vacation last week or something. I did that where we have to put all the numbers in this spreadsheet that in their format to be uploaded, and sent it to him that he's gonna check it over and we're gonna work with Rob and like upload it. So that's should be impending on his plate too.
okay.
Because I finished my part. What else? I don't know what else that I can think of, but there's a few like big things that I just want to knock out.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It'd be great.
Yeah. It's just good for, the transition, and I understand like, you know, this happens, Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure we're in good place moving forward. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
What do you think?
employee, you mean in terms of what do I think in terms of what specifically?
What I just mentioned?
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get a full list, but that's helpful. Employee reimbursement.
I just have a few things that's my head. Like I don't know what else, but like if things pop up, yeah. So,
Yeah,
you know, yeah.
yeah. I think I'd like to. One is appreciate bringing it up, and number two is I'd like to um, capture the things that in your head, including uploading the budget, and sort of get that down, and then we can talk to Anthony, or I can talk to Anthony and just see where his thoughts are
Mhm.
on these things, and
Right.
collectively just be we can all sort of have a agreed upon plan
Right.
for these things. So it'd be helpful. It'd be helpful to get the list of things that you think
Yeah.
um, what are sort of key and essential, which are nice to haves.
Right.
There's probably a couple things in my head, which is like one is we need to continue to close the books. We need to make sure
Right.
we're paying people. We need to make sure
What did you
customers are
say?
paying us.
What was I missed what you just said? Bank? What was the second thing you said? Close.
This is probably like some core things, like that no matter what needs to happen, which is we need to collect cash,
Mm-hmm.
we need to pay people,
Mm-hmm.
um, we need to close the books.
Yep.
Probably three of the foundational things that need to happen. Need to happen,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Agree.
and I don't know if I'm missing anything else foundational, but those are the things like I just want to make sure like we can at least do the foundational stuff, and we're all like on the same page to make sure
Mm-hmm.
that can happen.
Yep.
Did I miss it? And then so that for me is foundational. And then number two is I call it sort of nice to haves, which is is the budget. It would be nice to have the budget in NetSuite. The employee reimbursement that you brought up.
Yep.
Um,
Building reports out of NetSuite is another thing that we I would love to do.
Got it.
Yep.
Building reports in NetSuite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, is there anything else? What else is on that list? I mean, I know there. I'll just sort of keep going. I know there's the next thing, which is, and it's sort of us prioritizing. The next thing is like, oh, we want to move to a new credit card processor. Like, I'd probably put that as a tier three, maybe.
Okay.
But that's what I'm ultimately trying to get at. Like, maybe just get a list of like what are all the things we're thinking about, and what sort of, and how do we sort of prioritize it and figure out what we do now and what we sort of just
Right.
wait until a new person comes in and helps all of us as well.
Right. Right. I don't know. I heard from Anthony like he was working on that new credit card
Yeah,
processing with someone, and I don't know what's a new update on it. But every
yeah,
time I hear in NetSuite, like, we're working on a new one. I don't know if he has someone down already
yeah,
for that, because some of our customers like to use that link to pay,
yeah,
um, and obviously we're not doing QuickBooks anymore, so and it was easy for some of our clients, so that I would bring up from Anthony,
yeah,
if he has any
yeah,
updates. The last time I think we got rejected with one of the companies, I forgot what's his
yeah,
name, um,
yeah.
and he said he was going to find somebody new. That's the last time I heard
Okay.
from. Maybe it probably was like a few weeks ago. It was before
Yeah,
his vacation. Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, you should follow up with that. That's important. Yeah,
yeah.
for
What are
sure.
the other ones on What are the other ones on your list? Budget upload, employee reimbursements, building reporting.
Um, I think that's all in my head as of now.
Yeah.
I don't. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel
And
like those are major. Yeah, the credit card processing. Yeah, that's big.
yeah, and just a couple questions for you. Um, is the February closed? I saw a draft, but I knew there was an outstanding thing with the commissions. Do you know is February closed
Yes, it's
or
closed. Yeah, there was P&L sent out from Anthony. So yeah, it's
yeah?
closed. I mean, there
But the
might be a minor things, but it should be all set.
yeah, in the close I saw that the actual commission payment was like 100,000 that Joanna just ran,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, we accrued it because obviously she just did it this week, right? Today, probably.
yeah, she probably finished it
Today,
today.
yeah. So I would probably have to fix that number. But yeah, we always do accrue commission or accrue bonus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And do you plan to update February with that number, or is the
Yes.
February?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, that's the right thing to do, I think, right?
it's a material difference. I think. Yeah, it's a material difference. I think for me that would be the one item that we should accrue for because
Yep, we
yeah,
do.
we should accrue that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And to make that happen? Who does that? Does Anthony? How do you typically do that? Do you do that? Do you work with Anthony? How does that typically happen?
It's a journal entry that I do, and Anthony will make sure it's done right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't know where we stand with that from a process perspective, or
What do you mean by process?
is anyone doing the journal entry, or to be
Yep,
discussed?
I do the entries. I can do the
Okay.
entries, yes.
Okay. Got it. Um, and then you can pull the. I saw you pulled the actuals. When you pulled the actuals, when you guys sent out the February numbers, was that a pull from? Did you pull that from NetSuite to do the actuals?
Actuals for commission?
No, for the February actuals
February
for the
actuals,
whole company.
yes.
That was a NetSuite pull.
Yes.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not able to pull it against the budget because the budget isn't finalized in NetSuite.
It's not uploaded on NetSuite unless I do it manually. I used to do it manually last year because QuickBooks didn't have that function. So, yeah.
Okay. Um, got it. And then just my education, clarify for me, just go back to the employee reimbursement. Um, I'm trying to better. Can you walk me through what we did in the past and what we're trying to do with NetSuite?
So it was always on that spreadsheet. It's called travel. I thought travel something expenses. What's it called? It's that spreadsheet that everyone puts in their name, their amount, and what's it for.
Yeah.
And Joanna will go in, get those payments, whatever the amount is, and put it through JustWorks. And like the
Got it.
manager is supposed to go in to approve it on that spreadsheet and like put their name or something.
Yeah.
So that's always how it's done. Yeah.
Got it.
Um yeah, but it's very hard to track on finance, you know, through receipts. Like some probably sent receipts through email and finance and some probably don't. And it's a mess. Like people can redo the reimbursement payment again and without me or Joanna knowing, and we could have paid them double twice.
Mm.
And it has happened before. I caught it because it was a big amount. But if small amounts, I would never know. Like computer reimbursements. Why is this person getting paid twice? Because I do the fixed asset report. Or seems something funny, like, and I would just catch it that way. And I think like having a system in place and then putting in reimbursement through a system, like, will help. And it would feed into the manager's portal and they would have to approve it that way. So we'll see if the manager actually approved it or not.
Got it.
And then we can just push payment through NetSuite through JustWorks so we have a list. So like sometimes Joanna might, I remember last year, like she paid the wrong person with the same amount. And good thing, like I do the journal entry, so I caught that. Like, oh, you paid, I don't know how much it was, $80 to this person, but it's supposed to be for another person. So it would be minimizing those mistakes, and it's that can happen because it's all process. So I think having that in place, and since we have that function, like why won't use it? So that's what the process is right now. It's this spreadsheet. I can show you really quick. You've probably seen it. I think Joanna probably sent this to you, but you rejected to put your expense on it, right?
Oh, I was supposed to put my stuff directly on it.
Yeah, but we
Oh,
do yours as separate on a different scale. So yeah, this was our original process
yeah.
as I came in, which I think this should go.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So once like we have NetSuite set up, like no one should put any expenses here. Um, then I would go in and when I do the entries, I figure out what it was. Like Joanna would put this amount. I was separated by the entry. What is expense? Is it travel? Is it meals, entertainment? Is it cost of goods sold data? Is it tickets? So it takes some time out of my time too. So if once this is done, they're putting in what it is. I think that would save so much time, and it's just a upload for
Got it.
me. Yeah, on their salaries. So
Yeah. And then today, does this sheet first go to you, and then
no, the
what?
sheet is for everybody and through the company. Um, then once payroll hits, like the timing, like for instance today, like Joanna probably will highlight all this, organize it by name, and then sort it, and who this person gets paid this amount, and if they don't hit the time, like they'll pay next payroll.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
so what's the role between CNEST and your role with the spreadsheet and Joanna's role with the spreadsheet?
I do the entries and she does the pay, so there's a double check and balance for that.
Got it.
Yeah,
Good. You do all the GL entries for all
right,
these costs, and she does the pay
correct.
for it. Okay. And if we, I get your point on implementing NetSuite. I see where your head is.
Yeah,
If we don't implement it in NetSuite, will we not be able to close the books, or it's
we can
just
still close
not?
the books. So I personally did it myself. Like I put their individual names and have it pushed because like we're still gonna close. It's already closed. All the expenses that happened in February is already in.
Yeah.
Um, I can just show you really quick what I've done. Like all their names is in there. Well, I think we just need the employees to start it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, sorry, I forgot my password. Um, like their name is in it. I think we just need to push it for the employees to do it. Because I did their individuals and um, obviously, sorry,
No worries.
trying to figure out. So Anthony would do this, or help me with this. We would get the people to start it, or maybe we need to tell HR to help us to spread the word, and maybe Joanna or I will do the quick training,
Yeah.
or if they have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Yeah.
So like they probably just go in and enter it here, and I did it for all February. It was like 100 expenses. Um,
Oh, this is what you had to do for the month of February.
yeah, yeah.
Got
I
it.
didn't do it for
So
January. I did it for January, but not individual employees. I did it for like on a spreadsheet and have it by GL and just book the entry.
yeah.
That's what I used to do for when we had only had QuickBooks last year. I just pushed
Yeah.
it as an entry instead of doing individual people because it took so much time. So like, so what I did for February is like clicking their names, or I have to put a new employee. That's fine. I can just do that, and then put their expense in and figure out through that spreadsheet what it was, the amount, and a
Got
little
it.
description. And I clicked on accounting approval, but it should be supervisor approval, then
Got
accounting
it.
approval for us to push the payments. So, um, that's that. Yep, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, that's really helpful. So if I tell me if I get this correctly, but last year it
Mm-hmm.
was all Excel spreadsheets. You did you did a GL entry into QuickBooks.
Yes, I did an entry through a salary entry.
Yeah. And then
So
this year in January and February, rather than GL entry, you went into NetSuite and you did exact for all the expenses. You actually put them into NetSuite on the module you just showed me.
right. So
Got it.
I'll just show you right here. Yeah, this is what I did for January. I have it right here. Reimbursement expense. So this is all the reimbursement, not including the Wi-Fi. I can just get rid of those. So these are the
So about 25 expenses.
30 a pay period.
Okay.
So there's
Yeah.
probably 60 a month. Then we
Got it.
have omnipresent. Then we have transfer wise. So it's about 100 a month.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So like I broke it down because the employees are here, the amount, and I just broke it down by GL here, and I just like did this entry for January. I didn't break it down in employee on NetSuite. So this is what I did for January's, like an entry, like summit, make sure it totals, you know.
Yeah.
Then obviously the February I didn't do this because this. And then Anthony's just like we should just put it in as individual people because it will be easier to follow to get reports if any manager needs it or any other reasons, so we know who did the expense did the yeah.
Got it. That's helpful.
Yeah, maybe if I need to go back to January and put individual people, I can do that, but that could be another time. Yeah. So when we have the reports for NetSuite, it's cut and clean. Like this is how we all, keep it apples to apples. Mhm. So other than that, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's really helpful that you walked me through, and I'll let you make the call with Anthony on the January. I think you're right. At some point, like it's easier just to have it for the calendar year all in one place. It's just going to make it easier.
Agree.
So I mean, my gut is, follow your gut.
Yeah, if January we need to do that, I'll just get rid of all these entries because like for the month end close, we have to have these numbers hit these expense because But now like I have access, I can do individual people, I can do that and just delete this entry and then just clean this and that way. It's the same thing. Yeah. But it's just the reporting will show differently. Yep. That's all I have for that.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I mentioned it multiple times. So he's gonna work on it. So like that's why I want to make sure. What else?
You got? That's helpful. Are you able to? I don't remember. I know every month you used to send something to Spectrum. Did you send the January numbers out to Spectrum?
January. I don't remember. I thought you told me to stop, or someone told me to stop and listen if there's further directions for me to do that. I can't remember if I did or not. But I remember someone telling me I stop until further directions. I think it's from you, yeah.
Yeah, I mean my take is I mean we were my take is at some point we'll probably evolve the reporting, but where we are is I just want to send them the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And if we haven't done January, understand we haven't given you the clarity. But we should just send January against the budget.
Did they say that we didn't send January? Maybe I have to double check my email.
No, I mean no one ever reached out, but I just don't remember seeing an email. So I just don't think we shared it, and so I feel like we should share.
Because I remember they asked for like a report for like the Spectrum that they wanted for the quarter. You were on top of that email, but I can make sure, double check.
See if you can find it.
We have a lot of moving parts around, so like maybe that's just slipped out of my.
And it probably slipped out of mine as well. So.
But usually they're like, if I forget, I usually don't forget. I forgot what's his name. Emily, right? Emily and that.
Yeah.
Who's that? What's that guy's name? Clay.
Oh,
I sent the quarter 4 2023 reporting. I think that's the last thing I sent them. Okay.
You see that? Did you find an email reflecting that?
Yeah, I sent February 7th was my last email.
And what's the title? I'm going to do a search. What's the title of the email?
Quarter 4 2023 reporting.
Quarter 4 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Quarter four. Is the title? It says literally Q. Oh, I'm spelling quarter wrong. So that is a problem.
Q4
Oh,
2023 reporting.
okay. There it is. Andrew Rosenoff.
So
No, that's
it looks like I
Q4.
sent them November. I didn't send them December.
It was on.
I'm
You said
not
it was on
usually
February.
like that too. That's so weird. Yeah.
I see an email. Q4. I'm gonna pull your screen up a little bit. Would you mind? And maybe just see if I can find it. If something's outstanding, I want to just help support it.
Yep. Give me a sec. This Q4 reporting.
Q4 2023. Andrew.
Cap table. So
Yeah.
this was sent to them. To Emily and Clay. Thank you so
Oh, got it.
much.
Full set of.
And I did this. I sent them this. Portfolio company data collection template. Yeah, I did this. I remember. Okay. Yeah, this was in February. Then I updated all this for them in the backup, all these tabs.
Got it.
Thank you so much, team. We're just missing Q4 close. Balance sheet, and I sent them this, and that's it.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. So what do you want me to do? Send them.
So I think what there's a quarterly need, but I think at the least just send the financials like you were doing beforehand of the actuals versus the budget. I'd say.
Yeah, we just don't have that yet. Like, I can do it manually, how I used to. Like, I thought, like, we're waiting for the budget to upload, so it's, like, there.
Yeah.
I think we just sent. So, okay, tell me what you want, and I can work it out. We can make it work. What does that sound?
Yeah, I would say just whatever you did in the past, just keep sending it.
Okay. So, sent January and February.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you always reported against the budget as well, correct?
Yes. Budget and reforecast.
Yeah. But there won't be a reforecast this year, so therefore it's only the budget.
So budget versus actual.
Yeah. And I would just send the same, just literally the same format, or there may be different GLs or something, but literally like the same, same thing you've done beforehand. Just do send it for January, and then when at this point, February, I think you get one adjustment, but after the commission's adjustment is made, then you can send out the February as well against the budget.
Okay.
And if it's, I think we probably, if it's, if Anthony has it uploaded in NetSuite, you can pull it down from NetSuite, do it that way. Otherwise, probably manual until such time. But either way, the goal is just, we're probably delinquent at least sharing numbers, so at least we just share numbers out.
Yep. Okay, got it. Yep.
and that's helpful. I think I think just a couple things in my head where my brain is. Um, I think just big picture during the transition. Um, I think I really just want to make sure, you know, I want to just make sure we can at least, make sure the business is functioning, um, which is again close the books. We can send out cash. I think there's a different thread, and we got to talk with Anthony about um, getting the budget uploaded, um, building reporting and employee reimbursements, and just to see. I think that piece we have to figure out. Um, and so,
Yeah, I'm gonna work with him. Yeah, I talked to him about it, so he said he's gonna
okay,
do that. So for sure, yeah. Well, it's
okay,
up, and it's up already, and I was filling individual people, and I asked him like, why don't we just send it out to people already instead of me doing this, doing individual people. So
yeah,
yeah, he said he'll work on it. So yeah, I'll reach out to him again about it,
yeah,
and maybe we need to work with HR to spread the word and send a big email or on Slack so they can
yeah. I mean, I
stop.
think ultimately we should do a. I think the best practice is a couple things. One is to create a document of like, here's how you do it. I think there's also an opportunity to do a training session, and so I think that's the second thing that would be valuable to do is hold a couple training sessions and teach people, like, walk through an example of how it works, and that's sort of the best way to get people on board. And then the third part is you make it mandatory, which is um, effective this date. This is the only way to do it. So that's the best approach for rolling out. Um, I think the first question before we even get there is what's the timing for employee reimbursement policy? And I'm not sure. I think we want to better understand where Anthony's head is. Is that something we're going to roll out now? Or is that something we're going to wait? Another couple months until. Um, is that something we're going to wait another couple months until whoever comes in will help us to do that? And so that's really just want to hear from Anthony really what's on his roadmap.
Okay, got it. Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So um, got it. That's helpful. Um, just other thing I haven't talked about from a role is we're going to actually just bigger picture, just structurally for the team, we're going to be going in two directions. One is we're going to have a controllership. The other thing is I'm also going to be hiring is for an FP&A role, and that role is um, to support. It's to do things like AR reporting. It's to help with some of the budget stuff, and it's to help with some of the work with the go-to-market team, which would be customer success um, and the sales team with helping them with some analysis and looking at some of the data and helping with things like conversion rates and rev ops and that type of stuff. So that's the second area that function we're also going to be hiring for and looking to fill. And then ultimately we'll be one big team and all working together. But those are the two, the second stream as well.
Okay.
Um, cool. We're are there for the new hire, are there certain things from your end that you think would be valuable for us to look for from a skill set that would be valuable to you and the team?
What do you mean? I don't understand what you just said. Sorry.
Are there actually I think I'm good there. I think I'm good there. I think I was just getting a little bit in the weeds, but any other helpful in your feedback? Any other sort of questions or on your end or other things going through your head here?
Um, Nothing really. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know what's the next step for us as a team, or how do we move. We're still gonna actually obviously function, but like, what is there anything else that you think we need to transition from Anthony? Anything else?
Um,
Like,
that
and what's gonna happen to us as a team? So, like, you're saying we're gonna have two new people. Is what is gonna happen? What does it mean for me?
yeah. Um, I think I think for you, the role and everything's going to continue. I think what I'm really just looking to fill is a controller, which is
Mm-hmm.
ultimately a replacement or a different person than Anthony, who's going to be focused 100% on the controllership. And so for you and the team, role and responsibilities and what we do today is going to continue. It's really just about filling that void until such where it gets difficult, and then the reality is there's going to be uncertainty, like, and it's going to be more challenging for all of us,
Mm-hmm.
including yourselves. I think the way that we're thinking about it is the plan right now is that Anthony's going to continue in the role he is, but just focused on some of the basic stuff and working with you and Joanna. And so, somewhat business as usual. He's going to be spending less time thinking about where we need to go, more on sort of just the foundational stuff until we get a new person that's in.
Okay.
And so, I think the plan kind of is business as usual. We just know at some point, Anthony will be, Anthony won't be with us at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But until such time, it's business as usual until we get a new person. And or Anthony's path changes and he's like, yeah, I'm going to be, moving on earlier. So I think in the interim, it's going to be sort of business as usual. Although the reality is, in business as usual, given where we are today, we probably, or he's probably not going to be focusing on so much the things like the NetSuite and the NetSuite and like the thing you talked about, employee reimbursements. Like, I'm not sure if that will actually get done or not, or we'll be waiting till a new person comes in to help us with that and work with you
Mm-hmm.
to actually implement it. Because I'm just not sure, given today, that actually makes the most sense.
Yeah.
So I think some of the NetSuite stuff, suspect some of the reporting stuff, some of the credit card stuff. Like, we'll see, and I'll talk with Anthony where his head is. But I suspect that like that stuff that's operationally moving us forward is probably going to be somewhat delayed.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know because then I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do. I don't know if like am I supposed to do other things because I used to do the reportings for revenue side. I used to build those. If that change, I need to know and or you let me know. So like the controller is gonna be the person I'm reporting to. Is that correct? So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
in the controller report to you. So like there be I guess less time for me and you time. Is that how it works or
Ultimately, um, no.
okay.
I mean, yeah, that reporting structure is correct.
Okay.
Ultimately, um, ultimately, what I want is, the way I sort of work with teams is I usually just do team meetings.
Mhm.
And to be honest, my how I've always done things, I usually do like weekly team meetings as the whole entire team. So
Okay.
controller, you, Joanna, whoever the new FP&A person, like this is what I want to figure out. This is like I want to figure out what works for all of us. I mean, my personality, we meet once a week. It's probably not going to happen until we get through like hiring the person and
Mhm.
like it's just this is a difficult time for everyone.
Yeah.
Difficult for Anthony. It's difficult for you.
Mhm.
Like, and I think what I'm trying not to do is just create too much like change and like I'm trying not to push on you to like let's start figuring out new reporting. I'm like let's just do what we got to get done.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
And then when a new person comes in here and we work with the team, we all figure out how to gel. Then we can start thinking about like where do we take NetSuite? Where do we need to take the reporting?
Right.
What do you need? What do you need for success? How do we roll out? Like even the to be honest, I mean my gut, and I just want to play it up to you. The expense reimbursement stuff, like
Yeah, because basically
what?
we just implement in the middle of the system. Like we're still in phase two.
Right.
So it's like, what are the remaining, like, we need to finish for this implementation? And we're paying a big cost to this for the team to it's an outside resource that is helping us, and obviously I don't want to spend more of their time and money when we can just get this under budget. um yeah,
And when you say you don't want to spend more cost and money and under
because
budget, meaning just
like Anthony's always been on top of NetSuite, like, and he just brings out valid points what we need from that team, because like whatever their time with their meeting is
yeah,
costs, like, because there's probably a certain amount of hours. I see it on their spreadsheet, certain amount of hours, and we are under what they expected, the amount of
yeah,
time with us, which I've never seen in other companies. And we're in good shape and
yeah,
ahead of schedule, and we're heading to phase two. I think that's what they call it. So like, at the time we're in a good place and budget,
yeah,
whatever the implement cost is, which yeah, so like for us to, I don't know what's left on, like, maybe Anthony would know more on phase two, but so yeah, that's just my view.
got it.
Yeah, I want to be under whatever amount budgeted for that,
Yeah, yeah,
and save, which yeah, if that makes sense, yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah, for sure.
yeah, they sent out a spreadsheet of their amount that we were about to pay, and like how many hours they spent with us. The software engineer people, like whatever they do in the background, the coding and stuff like that. So yeah.
Got it. I think where my head isn't part of it, um, it where NetSuite is right now, phase one. Can you close the books and do everything you need to do?
We're already doing that. Yeah, we close in
Yeah,
January, close in February. Yes,
yeah,
it's we're still using it. Yeah, we're just doing, I guess, um and Anthony probably knows more because he was always the main person on it.
yeah,
Um, yeah, we're doing the main functions on it, and we're booking deposits, we're putting through expenses, I'm putting Amex expenses, doing entry. Yeah, so even though I sent out February's late to everybody, but I booked the entry for February, and because it's part of March statement, that's probably why you see that late, because I'm gonna wait until the Amex statement comes out in order to send to everybody.
yeah.
So, and then I booked another entry for that. Yep. So,
Got it.
and I'm hoping for all these big entries, we're gonna do this upload thing, because I used NetSuite before in my previous job,
Mm-hmm.
which it saves time, but
Yeah,
like sometimes it has been working, and sometimes it works. So I want to like make sure that works with
yeah,
us, for
yeah,
sure, instead of me entering one by one. Like, it's crazy, it takes time.
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
and there could be mistakes, so
yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I think it's helpful. I mean, I think we know NetSuite is powerful.
Yeah.
We know we want to integrate as much as we can.
Yeah.
I think what's mostly in my head, and this is most importantly, we can close the books and do what we have to do
Yep.
today. I think what's in my head, and this is where I'll have to talk with Anthony and sort of think through it is, do we just is there anything else from where we are today? Do we try to move forward over the next, until we get the next? Do we try to move forward with things, or do we wait till the controller is here and then have the new person work with you and the team to figure out, to sort of implement all the next things like the expenses and just do it all at that time? And so that's kind of where my head is
Right.
trying to figure out what actually works, because it's just really hard.
It's
Like,
already there.
okay,
I
go
think the next step is moving it forward.
yeah,
Because I'm already entering it by employees already. I think it's just
yeah,
moving forward, and like Joanna,
got it,
is stop paying that
got it,
way and using that
got it,
spreadsheet. And we need
got
to tell
it,
everybody in our company to not use a spreadsheet. And then I think that's,
got
we
it.
just need to move forward, And yeah, NetSuite is a powerful tool. We just need to utilize it, what it can do, like
Yeah,
building reports. And so there's less manual stuff
yeah,
for everybody, and
yeah.
it's just going to be easier the long run.
Got it.
Yeah, since we're
So you're,
spending so much money on this, like let's use
yeah,
it. And
yeah,
so, yeah, that's just where
yeah.
my head is at. It's like it
Got it.
doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
um
I get it. You're like the module's already built out,
yes.
so why not just execute it? And so um, the hard part. I mean, I'd like the hard part is how do we, if we, which is fine. The end of the day is like if I'm gonna support you, but
Mm-hmm.
and sort of help to make it happen. But we'll have to think about like how would we execute it,
Right.
and then do we feel comfortable? It's just difficult because um, do we feel like we can execute it? Because I think you'll need some support to execute it with the organization.
Right.
And so that's sort of the challenging part. It's either Anthony or myself, but we're
Yeah.
going through changes, and
Right.
so
And it's
I'm
also
like I'm
some
just
things like maybe something I didn't think of before executing it, and Anthony
yeah,
thought of. So it's just
yeah.
that last step, I think, just to make sure
Let,
if
let me tell you where my head is, and let me just see if you're
yeah.
okay with it.
Yeah.
I I think, and I'm sure you're feeling this. I'm going to tell you, I'm feeling this. Like change is difficult,
Yeah.
and I can't give you. I what I can tell you is I'm going to support this team to make things work as best for the team. I want people to feel valued. I want you to feel like you're important. I want you to contribute to the company. But over the next months during this transition, it's going to be a little difficult. And I think based on my experience, I think the reality is we're probably better off, even though the functionality is here. Like we're
Mm-hmm.
better off not trying to do anything else with NetSuite, not spending any more money, waiting for the new person to come in here, work with you and the team, and say, let's move it forward
Mm-hmm.
at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that my gut is that's probably better, so that we can support you, we can answer all your questions,
Mm-hmm.
we can actually do it right. Because if we do it half right,
Yeah.
it's going to be messy. I think what I'm most sensitive to be honest, is I know you're like it's inefficient, and I'm like sensitive. Like I hate to have you to keep being inefficient and have to type it. I just think that that's probably the better thing to do until we get someone in here,
Okay.
and then say let's implement it right. So that's true. That's
Right.
probably mostly what's in my
It's
head.
already implemented. That's the thing. Like I think it's just a last step. Like,
I
uh,
know. I know.
but if you want to wait, and I hope the new person is same mindset as me. Like I want to save costs. Like I'm okay. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm open to adapt change. So like we still need to function, but like
Yeah.
yeah, me and yeah. So it should work out. Yeah, we'll be fine.
Okay. I
Yeah.
think that's my preference. I'll talk with Anthony, but I think my preference is just to hold,
Okay.
and that and I also want you to be part of like how we roll it out, and
Yeah.
like should we like, and this is what I want you to work with someone, and I want you to feel like you own it. Like um, you know, again, like policy, we should have it written down. We should have an official date of when people have to transition. We should have an execution plan. We should have an approval approach. Like
Right.
to roll it out right, those are the things we do. And I just don't want to do it. I don't want to get it, 50% right, even though all the functionalities there. I just rather wait and like get it right.
Right.
And so that's probably my preference. And again, it's going to cause more manual work for you in the interim, and so I'm going to appreciate it but I
Right.
think we're just better off waiting to get it right.
Yeah, because we're like close to April already. If we have
Yeah,
it done, and if Anthony can help that last step, like I feel like we're gonna stop all this. I didn't even start March's employ. Yeah.
yeah,
I've been waiting, so like I don't think it's gonna happen for the 31st as of now, because 31st I'm probably gonna have to enter individual people again, and that takes some time. That probably
right,
take the whole day out of my time just putting
yeah,
100 employees expenses in. It's just not as important. It's just like little amounts, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
obviously it adds up for the financials, which is fine. And I'm happy to do it. It's just like they are already doing it. It's just like a middle
yeah,
step that we can just get rid of.
yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I will support any way that I can. And we just
Yeah.
need to do what we need to do for the financials. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I get it. I hear you. So,
Yeah.
thanks. But let me just tell you, we will be doing it.
Okay.
So I don't want you to think like we
Yeah.
will be doing it. It just may
It
be
will
more
be.
delayed
Yeah,
than what you
I
want.
know where we will be doing it. It's just like we have a function. It's ready to go. I made the list for the NetSuite people to put up, so we
Yeah.
have the minimum list on there. You saw it. And like maybe there's a few new employees that I need we put in, and then we just it will be credit and error, like keep doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do people also in that module? Do you also upload your expenses in there, or you just put in the numbers?
They can upload. There is an app. I
Yeah.
talked to NetSuite. Yeah, there is an app for them, so they can do it on their phones and upload
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Um, we just need to figure it out together. Yeah,
Yeah. Got it.
yeah. When
Okay.
I remember my last job, like that was not a function. I think we use a different. I use NetSuite for financial, but for expenses we use Concur.
Yeah.
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 So, but yeah, since we have NetSuite, figure just use it. Yeah.
Okay. Um, got it. Thank you. And then I'd say the one thing that we do need to put out is the budget, and so I would just let me know how you work, but I would just talk with Anthony, see if
Yeah,
he
I'm gonna
can
reach out to
get
him
the
again.
next
Yeah,
week.
because I already did it. It's just I guess talk to Rob and make sure, and then we just upload it. Because I don't want to upload it and do it wrong and then undo it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
let's just do it right for the first time. I think that's just
Yeah.
best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Um, got it. Thank you. It's good to hear all your voice on this stuff. So appreciate it.
Hmm.
Uh, very cool. I mean, I'm just going to end with I just know um, I know it's going to be difficult on you. I know it's going to be difficult, and so I'm thinking about you. I want you to know that we're going to make this work. Change is very difficult. It's hard
I
on
mean, it's
everyone.
okay. I mean, I adapt to change all the time, so like it's, things happen, and you know, it's okay.
Okay.
I'm okay. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as long you're okay or the team is okay, and we just keep going. Yeah.
Okay.
We all right?
That's what I want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
fine. I
are
thank you.
there
I'm good.
are there certain things that and we'll figure things out, and then there's certain things you feel like you need to. One is clarity. I get that, but are there certain things you say if there's things you need from me?
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna learn through. I'm gonna um,
Right.
I think we're all gonna try to figure out how to make this work during the transition.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let my thought is to let Anthony continue to lead all the day-to-day stuff.
Right.
And then probably when we figure out the transition and bring in a new person, I think I'll probably end up working closer with all of you, to be honest, because I think we'll end up doing team meetings, talking about the business,
Yep.
all collectively together. I'm probably not going to go down that path until we get to the transition, but I think you'll probably be seeing me a lot more in the future.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I also want to share, like I go to leadership team meetings, I like to share with a team, like, here's what everyone's working on in the organization. Like, I think it's important to, I mean, maybe this happens today. I don't know this. I don't know, but I like to just make sure everyone on the team knows everything going on with the company. So I like to do that and share out what I'm learning, what's going on. I like to do planning with the team. So probably at some point, once we're in this transition, you'll probably see me more. Not necessarily on all the day to day, but just getting us all together, getting us cohesive, talking about the business, getting all your feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's generally how I like to operate. Just we're all pretty collaborative.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I would like to know when a confirmation so I can utilize Anthony as much as, if you know the last date, so I don't have to reach out to him. So
Yeah,
that we that would be best, yeah. So
yeah,
I'll keep, like if I have questions, sometimes you know, I don't know. we'll work it out.
Yeah. No, it's awkward for you. It makes it awkward. Let me just tell you where my head is and tell me if this works, and then I'll clarify if it's anything different. I think for you and Joanna, you should treat it as business as usual.
Yeah.
Which is just keep going through Anthony.
Okay.
And then until you hear of anything different. And anything different would be either Anthony is no longer with us. Like the reality is like all this is pretty flexible. Like we're trying to still work with Anthony, and we're all figuring out like
right.
what makes the most sense. But the thought is like he's going to continue to do what he's doing.
Right.
And so my message is keep working with Anthony.
Yep. Of course.
And then when we have better clarification, or either Anthony or a new person, I'm going to tell you from a new person, I'm going to be probably trying to recruit ASAP.
Okay.
And so when we make progress, I'll just give you an update on progress. But I'd say for now, just business as usual. Report to Anthony. Although we all know that the transition will happen.
Yeah. Also, another thing. When I was doing the budget upload, like the file, I realized the revenue number's not right. Do you have the newest on budget? It's not even correct. Do you have those numbers?
Yeah, I have the revenue number.
Okay. No, like by month or?
Yeah.
It was never updated on budget.
Oh, I never.
So it says 14 million six. I think that's last year's number. I'm realizing that. And do we have it by the reps, like their budget numbers? Because I used to build reports.
I have. We don't have it by rep, and we don't actually need to report it by rep.
Okay. Because remember I used to do the new business portion for that, so. So I'll stop those. So I can stop those reports. Well, I don't have anything.
You don't actually have to do that.
Okay. It was good to see. So, like, I remember Bob liked that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to do that report. We're gonna have. Let me take two things, but we can show you the numbers, but we're trying to build out some. Anthony Franco's helping us and working with Salesforce. We're trying to build out some AR reporting.
Okay.
Which. But in the AR reporting, we'll be able to see ARR, that new sales by rep.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think we need to continue to do it. I don't think you need to continue to do it as part of the financials. I think you can just take that off your plate.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then I'm just pulling open. I'm going to share my screen, but if you pull open finance by exec.
Finance.
And the budget master, that 14,686 isn't that row 7 on the.
Yeah, that has never been updated. I feel like that is last year's, right?
No, that's this year. That's this year's. That's this year's.
PQ. Let's see. Okay, it did change, so it's this year's. All right.
Yeah.
So maybe it was another report that I saw. It was off. So the 14, this is the real number?
Yep. And I'm just going to double check it. Yeah. I downloaded the file. I'm just going to double check that nothing was changed, but give me 1 second.
Didn't we separate it by education revenue or something?
Not for the budget. For the budget, we don't. Not for the budget, we don't need.
Okay.
Just one number is fine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, just one number for revenues. Here's how we're doing against revenues.
So 8, 6. All right.
So
good.
14.
Good to know.
Good.
Okay, as long as you say it's okay, and I'll
It's
make sure.
okay. Give me 1 second. I'm checking it to make sure nothing got changed because I downloaded all the files. But 14,
Yep. I realized
14.
one minor thing too, like interest income should have nothing, and it should be under dividend income. So that's a switch that I think I'm just gonna do that manually.
Okay.
Cause yeah, in the beginning, last year it started with interest income, but obviously we moved to Morgan Stanley. It's dividend income.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that how that's how it's booked and characterized?
Yes.
Hmm.
Cause that's how it looks like on their statement too.
Hmm.
So yeah, so I'm just gonna move that
Okay.
if that's
Yeah.
okay.
Good.
I
Yeah.
think
No, that's a great. It makes a
makes
ton of
more
sense.
sense. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it was like half interest income last year, and then in the remaining half of the year it was dividend because we moved to a
Hmm.
different, yeah, and it's just better to keep it right this year. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah. Other than that, I think I think it's all good to upload. And I think like what else costs is high? Um payroll payroll fee, right? Um Just Works. They charge us so much, I feel like.
How much should we pay for Just Works
Um Over 10,000.
a month?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Cost is
Hmm.
high, and it's by employee too. So it's
Right.
like $99 per employee. It's not even including TransferWise employees or Omnipresent. Omnipresent is like 500 per employee. So we have 5 employees on that already. So that's 2,500. So yeah, probably. Yeah.
And who's the omnipresent? Is the international people?
Yes. It's 5 of those employees. Like
Got it.
Jack, Fiona, Anthony Stern, uh Yasmin. I forgot who was the last one. Um Basically, yeah. Those are the people.
Yeah.
And everybody else is in TransferWise for all the internationals, which I also booked the entry. Yep, all good. Got that down. Anything else?
Yeah. One other thing that will be helpful, and then I'm wondering, I'm wondering, and actually maybe I'll go to the next, but I'd like you to share out, and I don't know what you've done in the past, but just to share out the actuals with the different department leaders.
Yeah, that's another thing I want to work out. Because I used to do that manually, and we have that function on NetSuite, and I have done it. I've seen it before.
Yeah.
On NetSuite. And I wish it can select by the department because it's already
Yeah.
like I already broke it down by the journal entries. Um, because when you do the entries, it shows by it's required to have a department. Yeah, I can make that work too. That would be next on my list to build out. So
Yeah.
you want it by departments?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably ideally by just by GL. People can see how they're doing by GL, and if they have any specific questions, they can
Yeah,
follow up with you
I
directly.
yeah I want to do that too. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. That one I'm happy to. Maybe the first time when you have something, maybe I'll just be a second eye. Just share with me what you're gonna share out, and I'll just be a second eye, and then you can send it out.
Yeah, we don't have the report, so like I've been mentioning that to Anthony multiple times.
Yeah.
Um, and maybe I just need to personally reach out to the NetSuite, whoever did our implementation, and figure that out with Rob.
Yeah,
Maybe I should just move that forward.
yeah, I would. I mean, it
Cause
sounds good.
Yep, go ahead. Cause
Yeah, I think that's fun. I think that's fundamental. I put that as all like
yeah,
foundational stuff
cause
that we should do.
yeah, Anthony never used NetSuite before, so he probably doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I seen it. Um, so maybe yeah. Yep, yep.
Are you able to without? Yeah. So you need a report. You need a report in NetSuite in order to do it. You can't just today. So it sounds like today you can't just download department expenses by GL by
Mm-mm.
month.
There is
Okay.
not that format. So like I could show you right now, right here.
Okay.
So like when I pull the report, it combines all like the salary, like the three
Yeah.
departments is all one lump. And usually there's a selection right here because I worked in Cision before, so they
Yeah.
had like a lot of like entities that you could break down, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
another section will be like departments.
Yeah.
Right now, like they probably need to go in the back and like put a selection for me. I
Got
feel
it.
like that's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Cision has a lot of entities, I remember, and it was like right in the middle. And there's
Yeah.
just less like filters here.
Yeah.
So I need to reach out to them and make that work. I don't know why, like they knew we had departments. How come they just put it in? But
Mm.
trial balance. Yeah. So it's like here too. It's
Yeah.
all one lump. Like all the salaries is here and here
Yeah.
of like 3, 4 departments. So cost of goods sold is like all three. So maybe it's here. Yeah, I need to figure it out. It's not. I don't have that as of now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Got it. Yeah. I would. I mean, I think that's part of like tier one, like foundational stuff that we just need to be doing today, which is
I agree.
uh,
Yes.
report against the budget, and then you'd be able to send out the actuals against the budget by department, like that. That to me, yeah, that's foundational. High priority tier number one.
I agree. Yes, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I
Uh,
promised that to Michelle too. I would get her that too.
okay,
So yeah, that's always been on my mind. Oh, maybe
I
it's
had
here.
yeah, that'd be great. I think a second person, Debbie, as well asked, brought it up to me, so that's why I wanted to circle back with you.
Oh, look what I just did. I found it. I figured it out. Sorry.
Cool.
So maybe I don't need Rob or Anthony. Okay, you said Debbie, so this would be her portion. Portion.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah. Let me see. This is
This is business solution.
it's perfect.
So this is for January.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
no.
If you get the budget in there, it's gonna make your life so much easier.
Oh
Like
yeah,
that.
for sure. I seen
Like
it.
that. That's like such a big win.
Yeah, that's the last thing. Like we need to
Because if you
move
do that, you
forward.
can do all this. You can do all these reports.
Okay. So right now I figured it out. I can put by department. What would you like me to do? Like do it for January or February or send
Oh
it out today? What do you want me to
no,
do?
I'm not. Uh, I'd say the first thing number one is we should report to Spectrum how we're doing against the
You
budget.
said budget. I don't have budget numbers. Like what about like just having the financials without budget like this?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it. If we have to.
I know
Uh,
eventually we'll just say it's not there yet. I don't know. It makes us look bad.
yeah, we don't look good. I'm wondering if we can.
And it should
I
be
guess the
easy. It's just waiting for that last step. And I already did it
yeah.
already.
Let's just wait on Monday.
Yeah.
Um, let's just wait on Monday to see where. Anthony is, what was it? I'm going to catch up on Monday. What was your last feedback with him on Monday from the budgets? Did he have a timeline when he was working towards to have that uploaded, or is
Oh,
that something that
it's his priority. Yeah, I told him these are my things that I have in mind. I'm working on. And he said he promised me he'll work with me on it together and get it done, or
got it?
work with Rob. So if he
Yeah.
promised that, like I'm sure he will do it.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So and
Uh,
obviously, if I sent it out to Spectrum, they're not probably not gonna look at it today. It's Friday. So like I
yeah. No.
figured like I can send to the managers if that's what you want. Like I have it
I,
right here. I
I would just
figured it out.
I would
But
just wait for the budget.
okay.
If it's another couple days, we just wait another couple days. But
Yeah.
I think that I would put that as like priority number one, so we can just see how the business is against the budget.
Yeah, I downloaded from somewhere. The reports, financial budget versus actual. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Yeah, so it's like it should be here, or we can change how it looks.
Yeah, I think
Do we
what would be
care? Do we care if budget's after actuals, or you want budget before actuals?
it's usually actual. That the way it works right now is great. That's pretty standard.
You like it how it looks here?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
All right. Just make sure you're okay with it. All right.
And I would say skip the decimal places because for reporting you don't need to show decimal places.
But auto shows. You want me to get rid of that? Is that what you're saying?
Actually, tell you what, don't even worry about that because that's like so far in the weeds. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
The only goal is just to get the budget in there.
Yes.
That's it.
The
That's it.
remaining stuff will be easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay.
Is that uploading the budget into NetSuite? Like I assume I was just looking at it. Like I assume that's something that is a competency that we should be able to do. You
Yeah,
just
because
haven't
I
run
upload the
into it yet.
bank. I upload the bank before, and I upload the entries. Because the
Yeah.
bank is not feeding in for some reason.
Yeah.
Um, which is annoying. And then I
Yeah.
personally did it. See how many errors I have in
Got
all
it.
my uploads. So it's like it should be here. So, yeah, if it doesn't work, I reach out. See, like all these failed. This is all me.
Mm.
um,
Yeah.
and then in the bottom, like I remember, I succeeded a few entries. Um, yeah, I downloaded the template for the budget. I forgot where it was. It might be here. But yeah, I just want to make sure I'm doing it right and have Anthony check it over.
Okay.
That's just the last thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not. Yeah. So I do all the work for Anthony, so make it easier, and then the remaining he'll do. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
But it sounds like ultimately, and to clarify that that's something that that
Yeah.
you will update you'll upload the budget. You just never have done it. No one showed us, and so you'll try
Yeah. I
to.
just want to do it right with Rob,
Yeah.
who is
Yeah.
our person
Okay.
doing all the. Yeah, because I remember we made a mistake, then we had to delete it, then redo it.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just better
Okay.
to get it done right first.
Yeah. Totally
And
makes sense.
yeah, not waste any more time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Okay, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. I may poke you on. I'm just gonna put a note. Given that one, I may poke you on. Maybe Tuesday just to check in.
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe timing is fast. 22. Yeah, Tuesday. Okay, 26, sure. Anything else?
Oh, that'd be great. I haven't talked with you in a while. I realize we haven't talked in a
I
while, so
know
it's
you've
actually
been
nice.
probably busy.
It's nice to actually see your face and talk. So this is making me happy.
Yeah.
Um, no, but very cool. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
What's
Anytime.
up for the What's up for the weekend?
Nothing much. Probably working a bit, then kids, I guess. I don't know. Time is
Yeah,
every day is like just oh my god, time goes so fast. I'm like realizing, oh my god, it's 5.
yeah. You know what? You have two, right?
Yeah, you have to, right? How's your kids? Or
Oh,
what do you have planned on the
I'm
weekend?
on the opposite end of you. My daughter is a senior in high school,
That's fun, right?
and my son's a sophomore. It's actually wonderful, but I'm going through this thing, which is
What
the
year is
next.
he in college?
No, she's a senior in high school. I'm
Oh, okay.
sorry,
Okay.
and he's a sophomore in high school. But she's another few months. She's going to go to, she'll be in college in August. I don't know where she's going to go. She's going to have to decide, but she's going to
Figure
go to
out
college
soon.
early. Yeah, so you can only guess with your kids as young as they are how I'm feeling. But my daughter's on the she's gonna she's on the end to be not be with our in our house too much longer, so I'm already feeling a little sad. So those are the things that
Oh,
are going through my head.
does she want to go far or
She
like
wants to stay, like, I'm in Boston, and she wants to leave Massachusetts,
outstate?
and she
Okay.
wants to be out of state, and she wants to probably be somewhere between um, all the way down to somewhere between DC and New England. So she's looking
Okay.
at schools all around there. So
Yeah.
you'll be on the East Coast. Uh,
She has a lot of options then. Right?
she has some options. We'll see. She's waiting for more. We'll see where it all ends. But I'm starting to. I didn't think. I actually didn't even want to say I didn't know how I was gonna feel. Like I just, it's starting to hit me that like she's I have her probably till June,
Yeah.
like mid June, because she's gonna be an overnight camp counselor at a camp for 2 months.
Oh, okay.
So I won't see her for 2 months, and then that's from mid June to mid August, and then right out, who knows where she's going to college, but right after that they go to college.
Of
So I'm feeling
course.
like, oh,
They
I
always go
got,
early for dorms. That's always the
yeah,
fun part. So,
yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm excited for her. Do you know what she's going to major? Have she figured that out?
She wants to do business. She's thinking marketing.
Marketing. Okay.
Um, just like all of us. I mean, I don't think any of us ultimately knew,
Mm-hmm.
but I think most at this point, most people are like, what do you want to major in? So she chose something, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's just a start. And I mean, I switched my freshman year.
Oh,
I
you
was a
did?
totally different major, and my dad was so upset with me, and I went to study abroad after, and I changed like 180, like solely separate ways, and he thought I would never graduate on time, but who knows? I graduated a year early, and did my master's my senior year, so I surprised him, like but
Oh, wow.
yeah,
You did your master. You graduated in 3 years, and you got a master's in your fourth year.
yep. And usually
Wow.
everyone in my school, like, it's always the 5th year doing their masters. So my professor was surprised and pushed me through. So yeah, and my dad think I would never graduate because I wasted a year of totally different major. I did nursing and pharmacy. So
Oh,
yeah, so after study, I went to study abroad in Chengdu in Korea and China, and they did business schools there, and I was so into business after
hmm.
that, and I switched my major, which he was not happy about. But at the end, I was happy. So, and I graduated. I didn't know what to do. I had one class left in my senior year. I didn't know what to do, and my professor just suggested to me, "Let's do your master's." So I did that. Um, so here I am, still.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And a
crazy.
lot of people don't graduate. Like it was very
Yeah.
hard in masters. I remember I was like, everybody like failed and had to retake it. I was like, ah, it was good for me. So yeah, Yeah,
Even that.
I walked in my senior year with 2 degrees, and everyone just had one. I was like, ah, yeah, but yeah,
Was your
my parents always
bachelor's?
compare me from my other siblings because we're very close in age. So it was tough.
What do your other siblings do?
They so one went to Boston University. Um, the other one went to Northeastern, and my brother went to Syracuse University. So we went all private schools. So my dad probably paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
So my brother and sister are twins. They're 2 years younger than me. They're engineer majors.
Mm.
And my sister, she's a biology major. She's 1 year younger than me. So we grew up very close together and fought a
Yeah.
lot. But yeah, yeah.
Right.
I was
Did you?
out of four of us. I know you're one of four, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, tough.
But it's. I mean, are you guys close?
Oh, very close. Yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean,
Is it
my
because?
parents always compare us. I was like in my parents' vision, I was like the dumbest out of four, and like outside, like view, like oh, you're smart. I was like, yeah. Um. So yeah, it
What were
is.
your? What were, are you? What's your original ethnicity? Is it Chinese?
Yeah, Chinese. Yes.
Were your parents were they happy that you were going to nursing and pharmacy?
Oh, they want me to do that. Yeah. But like I'm like that's not what I want to do.
Right.
So yeah.
And were your parents very vocal for all of you in terms of what careers they wanted you to take?
Obviously they all Asian parents they want a lawyer, a doctor, nurse, oh,
Right.
that's like I feel like that's any Asian parents. But at
Yeah.
the end, it's like it's just, and I've seen a lot of people like they do marketing, media, and they don't believe those things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people do social media, like they did so well. So I guess it really depends on the person.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah.
Got it. And interesting. Well, that's impressive. I didn't know you got a master's. You did it all in 4 years,
I
so
did, yeah.
means you were working pretty hard.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, very cool. So yeah, that's what's going through my head is my daughter has got probably 3 months, and then my son's a sophomore in high school, and so they need me a little less than your kids need you.
Yeah.
So I'm a,
Do they do sports? Do your
they
kids?
my daughter doesn't. My son does. He plays volleyball and soccer.
Okay. Because I seen a lot of kids. I wish when I was a kid, I did sports. Like my parents was against for us doing sports. He's like, "What
Yeah,
is a sport?" Like they want us to study
yeah,
hard in the books. And I feel
yeah.
like getting a sport and a lot of colleges these days are like when you do a sport, you get a scholarship, like full ride. I was like,
The better odds.
I mean, it
Uh,
really depends. So like,
very few people. If you look at the number of merit scholarships through academics versus sports, like to get a sports scholarship is really like small
small now,
population.
yeah. But the
Yeah, it's
increase of
really
every
hard.
year, tuition is going up. Is it like 4% now? I mean, I'm sure it's higher now.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. So you probably like I paid a lot, and it's probably a lot more now when I compared to what
Oh
I paid.
yeah,
I thought I paid a lot. So, and it's funny. The schools that my daughter are where you're in consideration. Like my daughter has got to some public schools and some private schools.
yeah,
So some of the ones you listed, she's got a thinking about or waiting for, and then she's got some public schools. So we got things to
yeah,
figure out.
yeah. Where in DC? I'm here too. Is it like
No, she
Georgetown or something?
uh, University. She got to Delaware, University of Delaware.
Oh, okay.
Um,
That's where Bob went,
UConn.
I think. Right?
Yeah, he went
Yeah.
there. He played football.
Yeah.
She would have played football. But she loved it there. She's like, and then she got into UConn. She got into University of Pittsburgh,
UConn's
UMass.
nice. Yeah.
Huh?
UConn's nice.
UConn's nice.
Yeah, yeah, for
Uh,
sure. They have
but
say what?
go ahead.
Oh, UConn's nice. I like UConn. A lot of my friends went to UConn. But I heard it was nice things. But for me, like I got into UConn, but like I had to be outside of campus because I registered late. But
Uh,
yeah, so my dad thought it was not a good idea because you have to hit certain grades to be part of in campus or something like that, and he didn't have
yeah.
faith in me. So, um,
Hmm.
I wanted to go UConn. He didn't want me to, so I had to go my second choice. So yeah,
And what you went to? What did you go?
I went to
Something?
Sacred Heart
Sacred
University.
Heart.
Yeah, in
Yeah. And
Fairfield.
did you like it?
I loved it. Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
not. It was hard because it was a lot of they're different than me. So it was a lot of New York, New Jersey people, and
Yeah.
it's a Catholic school, so obviously it's a lot of whites. Not that
Yeah.
much Asians, so it's very hard to connect for
Yeah.
some people. But yeah, it turned out well, and they grew their campus so much. So yeah, they grew their
No.
business school, which is super impressive. And
Yeah.
they brought the GE property, which is huge.
Yeah.
Um, so
Speaking of diversity, like my daughter, she's waiting for. She got a Northeastern. She's waiting for Syracuse. But
okay,
speaking of diversity, I'm like,
does she like cold, like
no,
snow? Okay,
no.
Syracuse is not for her because my brother had a lot of snow, and he's in Utah right now. He loves it. So
Oh, he does.
yeah, I visited him multiple times in Syracuse. There's a lot of snow.
Did he feel like? Is there any diversity there? Because I feel like Syracuse is like any diversity. I look at like I think it's just
Yeah,
all
yeah,
white.
there's their
Every
diversity, and I
there
look.
is
Yeah, yeah. My.
Asian everything,
Mm-hmm.
Asian white everything.
Yes, everything, yes. So
Okay.
Sacred Heart was more limited for me, and all my sibling schools, I was so jealous. Syracuse, Northeastern, I was like, and I went and visit them. I'm like, this vibe is so different. So yeah, I'm excited for your daughter. I wish I could relive.
You wish you could relive? How
Yeah,
come?
relive. I mean, it's been a while. I'm getting, yeah, but it's okay.
And when you relive, would you want to relive it the way you did, or would you wish you could relive it differently?
A little differently, for sure. I was focused on studies. Like that's why I graduated early. I mean,
Yeah.
um, 4 years is gonna be quick, and you don't know what's the next step for her.
So you wish you did some more stupid stuff in college?
No, I wouldn't say stupid. I would say like more meaningful things. I don't know, have more fun,
Yeah, more fun. Yeah.
build relationship, have more, be in more
Yeah.
clubs. Like I was in a
Yeah.
few clubs. I wish I was in more. Like Habitat
Yeah.
Humanities. That was cool. You go on trips. Do more
Yeah.
study abroads. I would love to do that. I only went to
Yeah.
one. I wish I went to more. And
Yeah.
they paid everything for me. Like I only had to pay flight. They paid hotel out of the country too. Hotel, food, um,
Mm.
whatever activities. It was like for 2 weeks, which is pretty cool. So, like, if she's a business major, there's a lot of opportunity for her to do those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So,
Is it? Is it just curious? Uh, your parents compared you. Is that typical of Asian cultures? That
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
so that because it puts a lot of pressure around the household. Then
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
all your siblings, they compare all siblings.
Mm-hmm. Well, my dad put me behind a year, so in high school
Yeah.
or middle school, whatever. Yeah, high school. Yeah, so me and my sister were in the same year, and she was the top 10 of our class. I was like, I didn't really care, and I guess I was like top 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was always comparing that, and my brother and sister, they're twins, and they were in the top 20.
Yeah.
So always, yeah, compare, and I'm more. We're all different, and obviously now my dad likes me more out of my all my siblings because I do business and I help him with business. Um, so I mean, we're all different in ways. Yeah.
Got it. What does your dad do?
He used to was a restaurant owner, so I grew up
Oh, what kind of restaurant?
a Chinese restaurant.
Got it. So that's where so you grew up helping him out.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah. A lot of parents, a lot of like me probably did the same way, but like I
Yeah.
seen a lot of they call us in foreign they call us ABCs, American born Chinese. Which is interesting. So it's a typical thing that because you know my parents came not knowing anything and they built this, and also
Mm,
my dad does real estate, so yeah, so a lot of language I translate. But obviously now
that.
he's in Connecticut, I'm outstate. I don't really help him as much anymore, except for like
Yeah.
minimum things I can do.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. But
What does
speaking
he do
of,
for what kind of real estate? He bought places and rents them out, or
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And how did your parents first come here? Did they? Why did they? How did they come here? Why did they come here?
I'm not sure why or when. I know my parents met here. Um, so I don't know why, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just better. The timing was just better opportunity for them here.
It
Yeah.
wasn't. It wasn't. They're not. They weren't in graduate school or anything like that.
No,
It
no,
was
no.
good because I
In
mean
that
that's the path
generation,
now.
yeah, in
Yeah.
that generation, most they just did middle school. Like that's it. And because the fee, the expenses are there so expensive, and now it's so much better. Um, so yeah, a lot of that generation just if they did high school and college, that's impressive. So like I know like my husband's grandfather, he's a teacher, he's a professor. So like he had a degree, but like obviously the pay was not as good.
Yeah.
So like it was just opportunity for that generation to boom out,
Yeah.
and they had a one child policy.
Yeah.
So obviously now it changed. I think it's two child now that you can have as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
Now there's not enough females for the males.
yeah, it's a problem now.
It's like
So now all the ladies are picky.
it's easy math if you go through. You're like if everyone's trying to only have a male,
So
you
the
males at some
rate
point won't be happy.
so the rate of the population, there's more males than females because
Right.
they always get rid. They always want the firstborn to be a son. If it's a daughter, they do abortion or they, you know,
Mm,
people adopt. So I had
yeah.
some Sacred Heart like they were adopted. So interesting. So what about you and your siblings? Were you close or?
We were yeah. Today we're really close, and I'll sort of tell you why. But we uh, growing up um, we were close, but we're a lot closer now. Meaning that
Mm-hmm.
we were all around the house. We all joked around and got along, but we all were in our different directions.
Okay.
Um, we're actually really close now, and it's somewhat um, we're all really close right now. And it's probably too much stuff, but my mother is mentally unhealthy,
Oh, okay. Oh, so
and
sorry.
so yeah, it's all right. And my father, and so I think we've just become close as kids, just trying to survive, help each other out, figure
Yeah.
out how to deal with parents. And so the challenge and the beauty is we became all really close because of it,
Yeah.
because of growing in an unhealthy relation, unhealthy,
Mm-hmm.
a loving environment, but sometimes unhealthy. So we're all really close, and we're all again within 5 years apart, and everyone's in this area, which is to me is a gift in life to be
Mm-hmm.
near my siblings. So we're all pretty close.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And are you guys all in Massachusetts or?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. We're all within about 45 minutes of each other. So
Oh, that's cool.
it's nice. I'm the youngest, so everyone's kids are already outside the house, and so I'm the last one with the kids in the
Did
house.
you
And
felt
so
lonely growing up or like I don't know.
did I feel
Yeah.
lonely growing up
Yeah.
with three other
With
siblings?
yeah, because they're out of the house already, right? You said like
Oh, when I was well, they were at the with me in the house through, because we're all within 5 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I don't know. My middle sister, she was 1 year ahead of me. So there was always someone in the house until we
Oh,
moved.
okay. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
within the 5 years, right? You said,
yeah,
or oh, okay.
yeah, within 5 years.
Oh wow.
And I was thinking about your parents first. Like I'm Jewish, and so what your parents went through is what it was for Judaism back in, Judaism. I consider it somewhat cultural, but it was like how your parents were was, which is how it was for my probably great great parents. So back in
Mm-hmm.
the early 1900s, they were the first generation over,
Oh wow.
and it was like the same thing. And so my dad was a dentist,
Oh wow. Okay.
and so it's like that, the exactly the way it is for you, like lawyer, doctor. Like if you look at,
Yeah.
you know, one generation or two generations away from me, that's what everyone did,
Did.
and then it sort of changed. Then we get
So you
Americanized.
have
We're
less
like,
pressure.
yeah, we have less pressure, and so
Yeah.
yeah, so like I was just only pure joy, like yeah, less pressure, less pressure, less expectations.
Yeah.
So there's a higher, the benefit is a higher degree of success in the Asian community.
Yeah.
But I assume there's probably a few people get burnt out.
I
Oh no,
I think yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
no,
Yeah. Cuz I always see my parents burnt out like working, then doing other things with
yeah,
us, probably driving them crazy, you know. Um but they just keep working. They did 12 hours a day working. Like
12 hours a day.
yeah, in
Yeah,
the restaurant.
7 days a week.
7 days a week, not one day off. They didn't want to take one day off.
Yeah.
And recently COVID, they still had the restaurant, and they finally decided one day off. Um,
Oh
and
really?
it's been
Finally.
so many years, yes. But now they want to let it go because yeah, because it's too much. Obviously, without our help too. So
Yeah.
yeah. But I remember 7 days a week, and after school, I had to help them no matter what. And after like I knew better, like I was willing to help. So when I was close,
Once you understood it, once you had some perspective.
yeah, when I was like perspective, oh, they work so hard for us. Like why not just help? Give up my little time. So like when I had time from college or high school, I always help. So I spent
Yeah.
more of my time like helping my parents instead of enjoying what other kids were doing, and I work as
Yeah.
twice as hard for everything. I get homework done and just work, and I work until like 9 p.m. My parents tell me go home, sleep, you have school tomorrow. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been hardworking, yeah, all my life. So yeah, and yeah. So what does your other siblings do? Like, are they accounting or are they CFO? Like, what do they do? Same field?
um, my brother is a lawyer,
Oh,
and
okay.
he does rental evictions.
Okay.
So like the stuff your dad probably had,
Yeah.
like people who aren't paying you, get them out. So he
So he
does
only focused
that.
on that?
That's 100% what he focuses on.
Okay. That's fun.
Uh, yeah, I mean yeah, it's good. He stays busy. There's a need. I don't know if I could do it,
Yeah.
but he loves it. He likes what he does. My sister is also a lawyer,
Okay.
but she does two things. She works for the state of Massachusetts. She works at the Department of Revenue,
Okay.
and the Department of Revenue, her role is to the reason why it's the Department of Revenue. Her role is to go after people who owe what's it called, alimony, who aren't paying their
Alimony.
alimony fees.
And sales
So her
tax.
role, what's that?
Sales tax, maybe?
Not sales tax, because that's another revenue, but she's gonna make sure that people sort of pay what they're supposed to pay.
Yeah.
And then she also is a realtor.
Okay.
And then my other sister, my middle sister, is in human resources.
Okay. HR.
So she worked HR. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wow. That's mixture. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. 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 So everyone's a little different, but not that crazy different, I guess.
Mhm. Mhm. So she's a realtor. Do you guys all do like real estate, or she only
I
does
don't.
it? She does it. Oh,
She
okay.
does it. In fact, she doesn't. When I was back in college, I got my realtor license, and I was going to do real estate. Over summer job, I was going to do work for a firm to find rentals.
Right, right.
So I got my real estate license back in college,
Oh
but I was like,
wow.
yeah, I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, yeah. It's only people like know it will do it. Like I know some people got a realtor and they don't want to do it, and and then he came to do accounting
Yeah,
work. So
uh,
yeah. So she's part time realtor and a lawyer. Oh,
full
okay.
time lawyer, part time realtor.
Okay. And
She's been working for the state for like 30 years, and um, not. She's like, she's just like tired and she's a little burnt out working for the state after the so many years. She's like, she went in with good intentions to like help people, but after like 30 years, she's like,
yeah,
I'm in this big system, and so she likes the real estate because it's like she feels like she's out there. It's energetic.
yeah.
So that's why she likes to do it. It's just
Oh, I love that. Did she
so
just? How many years of realtor has she been? Like
about 3 years,
oh,
four
3 years.
years.
Oh, okay, so it's fresh. Yeah, yeah. I
So
hear a lot of people saying like, oh, like it's people give up their actual job and like nursing. I know one person nursing, and then she just did realtor. I'm like, oh,
oh, she
cool.
left nursing to be a realtor.
Mm-hmm. Like she got her
Oh, really?
degree. She got her degree. She worked in John Hopkins, like a really big
Yeah.
hospital, and then she just stopped that whole thing and went to be a realtor. So I don't know
How
her.
come?
I just hear people like people around here. Yeah.
Interesting, because realtors can be feast or famine,
Mm-hmm.
um, and a nurse is pretty continual. Like nurse, high demand,
I demand. Yep.
high demand, but I'm sure she's like that wasn't the right thing for her.
Yeah, I was not. Yeah. And
And
she's
why?
like talking to people, so like probably fit her well and she likes it. And
Yeah.
there is a big population of Koreans here. So she has that language and she can help like people are abroad coming here, which is impressive what she does. So,
Oh, got it.
yeah. Yeah, there's a big population, which I never knew, Asians here in this Maryland State and DC area. So, and
What part are you? What part? Tell me what town you area you live in again.
Maryland, Columbia. So I'm
Columbia.
in
Okay,
between Baltimore and DC.
got it.
So it's very different how I came here. I always lived in Connecticut all my life, and it was just a
Yeah.
big change. At first, I hated here, but like I'm starting to loving it. Yeah.
What's changing? Because you love it.
The vibe is different. There's more food selections. And I felt, and then every time I go back to Connecticut, I always drive back. It's 5 hours and go to New York. I was like, it has changed every time I go back. I'm like, this is getting older town now. There's nothing to do, so that has changed my vision. Cause I used to go back every month. I was like homesick, yeah. And every time my siblings had like something in Boston, I always hit Boston, which is nice. The food is good and the vibe. Um, but yeah,
Are your siblings in Boston?
not anymore. They were there for 5 years. Um, but yeah, one of my sisters in California now. But the company she has interned, which is another cool thing which I wish I did, but my sister did. She's in a big like SACE company, a SACE group, and now she's like the co-founder or something. I don't even know what she does,
Oh,
but like it's a big like it's all over our country, all over it's like all for engineers, and she's in that club, and she's still in that club as of today. So she interned a lot of big companies like Bowie,
got it.
Northrop Grumman, and she got a full time offer through that way.
Is it the one? Did she go to Northeastern?
Yes, she went to Northeastern.
So she did it through the co-op program.
Yeah, co-op program. So that's
Yeah.
another thing. Like looking for a college that has that. Like that's pretty cool. My college didn't have that, so.
You think that's pretty? Because that's the my daughter got into Northeastern,
So she
and
took a
that's
gap year of her studies and did the internship, and they paid for everything, which is awesome. Like, yeah.
she took. Tell me again. She took a gap year
So
for
a
what?
cop, like, I feel like you need to take a year off or something, or I don't know
Right.
how it
Yeah.
works. And then
Yeah.
she can keep up with her studies. I don't know. She had her way, and I'm like, that's crazy. Why don't you just finish your studies and then do that? She's like, no, this is the right thing to do, and
Hmm.
um, but she enjoyed it, like so.
Did she like Northeastern?
Oh, she loved it. Yeah,
Did she have
it was
fun,
her
or was it?
choice.
Did she have fun, or was it mostly work and co-op focused? Or who knows?
Say what?
Did she have fun at Northeastern too?
Apply
Socially, socially.
socially.
Did she socially have fun?
Oh yeah, she has the most
Yeah.
friends out of four of us.
Oh,
Yeah. But yeah, she has the most friends as of now too. She's having
that's
a life, and I'm like stuck inside. She's always out there. And when we grew up in high school, like she didn't have that much friends, and after college, her friends like there's a list, and now like she has her trip booked in Japan with friends, or she goes back to
wow.
Boston, she has a place to stay, or she goes to New York, she has a place to stay. I'm like, how do you do this? So yeah, I feel like every college is different, and I feel like the
Yeah.
relationship, if it's right, it's right. Um, so it really depends who you meet. So like I didn't
And,
have that
yeah.
um, at
Yeah.
all, which I'm kind of jealous, but it is
Yeah.
what
I
it
mean,
is.
it sounds like you were working incredibly hard
Oh yeah, yeah,
and focused on incredibly hard, which
yeah,
is both great, and then you feel like, oh, maybe I missed a couple social things too.
yeah, yeah. But I feel like college, like the cost obviously is different, but like I feel like looking at like diverse is important. So yeah, I wish someone knew that. My parents didn't know because they didn't go to high school or college. So, and I was the first one, like, gotta experience it first. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting. Very cool.
Okay. Sorry talking
Uh,
so much about.
no, actually, please don't say sorry. This is like
Did your
uh,
daughter do prom yet? That's coming up, right? Like fun
no,
stuff for
yeah,
seniors.
yeah. She hasn't done prom yet.
Okay.
Um, so
Was
that's coming.
does she want to,
Uh,
or I didn't do prom?
Yep. Oh, you did? No, she. I
No.
mean, she's never dated. I mean, I shouldn't talk. She's almost like she's not dating anyone or anything. So
Oh, that's fine. Just go with
yeah,
girls. I didn't
yeah.
know
I mean, she
that
went.
either.
Yeah,
Just have fun and go with girls. I think that's the
yeah,
best. Or
yeah,
if you know a friend.
yeah.
I feel like it's just more enjoyment. Yeah, at the time I didn't have anybody, so like my parents were didn't know what prom was, so like
Right,
I didn't go.
right.
Um,
And I'm sure they're like, "What's the point of this thing?"
and like you're gonna wear this just one time, like, and they
Right.
didn't want to pay for it, so I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like
How
it
do
would
you
be a
get?
fun experience.
What's that?
It'll be a fun
It'll be,
experience, yeah. If I have a daughter now, I'm gonna let her go,
yeah,
if she wants to. So that'd be fun.
yeah. It's mostly, I think, and when you say fun, like it's mostly like a rite of passage of like you just got to see what the heck it is.
Heck, it is.
Like
Yep.
I remember I went and I was like, it was nothing special, but I'm glad I went because I'm like, all right, at least I know what happens at
No,
prom and
yeah.
what prom is, and so I think it just
It's
depends
just the
on
experience and having
yeah,
pictures and remembering it. Like that's
yeah,
valuable, I feel like.
yeah,
When I saw all my friends having these pictures, I'm like, that's so cool. It's so different than what I expected because I thought it was just like a date night, but it's not. Like I seen people with just going with girls and sending pictures and it looks so much fun. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I'm happy for your kids and for you. That'd be exciting. So,
yeah.
yeah. Hope you have a nice weekend. I don't know if you have any plans.
Nothing that special anymore.
Oh.
So I usually, yeah, nothing outside and moving around and doing other stuff. But a
Hopefully
couple of things
nice
stuff.
weather. Yeah.
Hopefully it starts to warm up. I think it's nicer down there than up here. So
Oh yeah, we had really nice weather last week. It just got cold this week. So it was like summer. It was like 70, 80 degrees.
yeah,
So, yeah. Yeah. Maybe you spent some time, family, your wife.
that's my goal.
Yeah. Does your wife work? Like, what does she do? Is she
She does.
finance?
She's in. No, she's in. She works for a health insurance plan called Tufts Health Plan, which is just
Okay.
in this area,
Okay.
and she does corporate social responsibility. Well, she does corporate social responsibility. So the company's about 5,000 people,
Oh wow.
and her
That's
role is to help people do good in the community.
okay.
So she does things like helps them. She tries to make it an attractive place where people want to work, and so she does things like volunteer days and gets people involved in the community and giving back to the community. And
So she's a people person.
uh,
Like communicate.
not necessarily. She's actually pretty analytical,
Oh,
um,
okay.
but she's really. I think she's really organized, and she likes to do. She really likes to do good, and so she's in a role like she feels like for her really valuable. Like I'm really just doing a lot of good stuff in the community,
Oh,
and
that's
doing a
good.
lot of and making people's lives better, and so for her that feels really good. So
Yeah.
she's a kinder soul than I am.
I'm sure she is. Okay. Does
What is your
she
husband? Good.
does she work remote
She's
or
home.
home? Okay, so you probably see each other.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's like my only interaction during the day.
Oh. You guys like that or?
I would prefer interaction with other people as well. I love my wife, but just like it just you know you just need everyone. Each of us needs interaction with
Space.
multiple people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because my husband works hybrid. He used to work remote after COVID. Like, we hate each other. We always do arguments. I'm like, so I missed going in my other job. I was like, and then thank God he's hybrid now. He has to go in certain times when,
Yeah,
yeah. So I hate that. Like, I wish either he goes in or I go in or, but
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
What does he
It's
do?
tough. He's a computer engineer, some
Okay.
electric engineer, something like that. Yeah, I don't really know what he does, but he does something like that. Yeah, and apparently he's in the same company as my siblings, Northrop Grumman. So
Oh,
yeah, yep. So my brother used to work in General Dynamic, and then he
yeah.
moved to the same company as my other sister and
Wow.
him. So they know what's going on. But
So
yeah,
he must be working on some part of one of many people working on a big project of
yeah. There's so many
boat, ship,
projects, so
plane,
many move.
missile, something.
Yeah, I don't know what they do, but yeah, but they're
Yeah.
all different. Yeah, he's in Utah. Uh, yeah.
He's in Utah
Mhm.
right now, or
Right now, yeah, he got transferred over there. Like for that's where his job is.
oh,
But
so
like
he's gonna go over there. He's
it's
gonna go
he's
over
already
there.
there. Like that it when his offer, and they did relocation for him. So they
So is
paid
he
a certain amount. Um,
got it?
yeah, they did that with my
So
sister too. Yeah,
how often is he in Utah then? Is he physically in Utah?
yeah, he's visiting Utah like full time. Like he has to go in every day. Yeah,
And then does
like
he?
Northrop
Oh,
Grumman is a big. It's all over.
yeah,
So it's not just one company. Like
yeah,
here in Maryland, there's like three companies. Like there's one in Tyson. There's one here. So it's
yeah,
all over because it's
got
like
it.
they work for basically for the government.
Yeah.
Um, so
And how often does he come back to Maryland?
oh, you're talking about my brother? My brother's in Utah. My
Oh,
husband's
I
not.
thought you.
My husband's not. No, no, no.
Oh, I
My
thought you were
husband
talking
works
about your husband.
here. My husband works
Yeah,
here. His base is here. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I thought you were talking about your husband. I was
Oh
like,
no,
oh, then
no, no,
he's
no,
not
no,
around much.
no, no. He's around. that's why I struggle with him. Like, can you get outside? So, because we share office space, because we never thought like we needed space. But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
He
I think
never.
we all need.
My husband never been in Utah. No.
Got it. I think we all need. I think I think we all need interaction with other people.
Yeah. So
I
I
think.
want to know like what's your secret? Like keep relation peace. Like we always argue. I'm like not again, and
Uh,
I try to walk out with my laptop. Like I
do
need
you
to
argue?
work.
Is that you and him, or is that Asian culture?
I think it's Asian culture, and it's just like where he's from. They're just loud, and I hate
Yeah.
loud.
Oh,
I'm
you
like
hate
you.
loud.
I'm like you don't make a point. I'm just gonna walk away. Like yeah, like Fujianese are loud, and sometimes they talk. Like some cultures, like they talk rudely and they don't mean it,
Yeah.
and they don't know like hurts your feelings. Um, it's just how they talk. It's the
Yeah.
dialects. There's like a lot of dialects in that country. Yeah.
Yeah. Fujalik, is that part of
Fujianese is a dialect, and
in,
it's who you are. It's from a like small location. Like
in China?
Cantonese is another dialect.
Yeah. Man.
Shanghainese is probably another dialect. Taiwan has their own dialect.
Yeah.
So Chengdu, like they have that. It depends. Like Chongqing has a er. Every time they say something, they're like try to say er. Like I learned that.
Yeah.
So
Can you tell? You can probably tell all the different dialects when you
no, I
listen to it.
can't. No,
Oh,
I
you
can't.
can't.
No. Yeah. I'm born here, so I don't know. He probably would know more than I do. Yeah,
Was he
because
born here? Or was he born
he
there?
was born there. Yeah, he came over when he was 16 in high school. Yeah,
Oh, and where'd you guys meet?
New York on a blind date.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
Through friends, through parents, through what?
through parents, parents' friend. Yeah,
And it was a blind date. It wasn't. It was a blind date. It wasn't arranged.
it was arranged. Blind date arranged for parents.
But what was it arranged to be a marriage, or was it just a blind date?
Blind
It
date.
was just.
If it
Yeah.
works out, it works out. If it doesn't, like
Yeah.
obviously, I can't be forced in a
Yeah.
marriage. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
because we
My
are
I met my wife.
Americans.
I met my wife through a blind date too.
Oh yeah.
My dad was a dentist. His his hygienist is my wife's aunt,
Oh.
and so I used to go to her and get along with her really well, like since I was a little kid, and just like when I moved back to Boston, she says my niece just moved back to Boston. You should call her. I'm like, okay. So
Oh.
that's
Okay.
how I met. I think at first I was a little defensive. I was like,
Did
yeah,
you
after all this
did
years.
you do you regret? I'm just kidding.
I think recently I came to the realization, like I think I was always defensive about like how I met,
Yeah.
like I used to be like, yeah, I didn't meet anyone socially through a bar or through friends, like
Yeah.
that's how I met. And now I think I recently was thinking like, maybe that's kind of cool, like that I met through met that way, like maybe that's kind of cool. So I don't know.
I mean, I kind of regret like after I'm like I'm like I should have more fun and more like see more other people like and
Yeah,
I was the oldest and the first experience of that and they're like I for me I thought I had to make it work out but yeah that's kind of why I regret but obviously I can't like I don't regret half of it and I kind of do so
yeah,
it is what
yeah,
it is yeah and
yeah,
I just feel like we jumped to marriage too quickly and I wish
yeah,
like I learned about him more and obviously I'm
yeah,
still learning and I'm like, it's a small things because we do argue. I'm like, after COVID, I was like, I don't
yeah,
think this is gonna work out. But obviously, we were making it work out now, so everything's good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And how old are you now?
Um,
Oh,
how old do
you
I
got married.
look?
Oh, I know you. I mean, look at me. You can ask me how old I am. So, but you. I think you got married at 20. How was you? 21, or how old were you when you
Oh
got
no,
married?
I didn't marry 21. I was still in college,
Oh,
right?
you got married in college. You got
No,
married in
no, no.
college.
After
Oh,
college, I got married
yeah.
after college and dating him for yeah, yeah. You want to guess my age?
I think you're 28.
Thank you. I'm not. I'm older
Oh,
than that. Yeah.
30?
Yeah.
30?
Yeah, 30. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you look younger. I don't know if it's, I mean, you definitely look younger. I don't know if it's, you definitely look younger.
Oh, yeah? Oh, thank you. No, I'm older. Yeah. I feel old sometimes. Actually, it was just my birthday. But yeah. For my parents, like, they, in that generation, everyone married early. But for me, it
Yeah.
was later because I want to finish college. Focus. My parents didn't want me to date at all. So
Yeah.
until college was over. So yeah, the typical Asian family. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were not allowed to date. Like I remember growing up, like people were dating in middle school, middle school, high school. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
my dad's like, no, no,
And
and
so
he,
I was just one is I think it's funny. I think it's I'm always interested in like culturally like how we always grew up, and so I laughed for that reason. The second reason was I never dated in high school. In fact, college I never dated.
yeah,
Uh, I but one time I once had a girl I went on a date with, and then I and then my older sister drove us. We went to the mall, and then we saw a movie or something. And then I think I remember telling my mother like about it, and that I was nervous about it. And my mother said you should break up with her.
your
And
mom
so
told you that?
my mother.
Oh my
And
god,
so this was sophomore year in high school, and so I think like the next day I saw her in school, and I said I'm gonna break up. I need to break up with you. She's like, I'm not even
why?
breaking up with me. We're not even. She's like, we're not even dating.
Oh,
So
so no hurt
I'm always
feelings,
I'm always scarred by that one. So my mother was never like my mother was never like supportive at the time of like what
did she not
it's
like the
okay it's
girl?
okay.
Well,
I'm
did she
sure
have a
she was
reason?
like I'm sure it was the same reason that your parents were for the dating,
Mm,
and it was just in a different way. I'm sure she's like great. I just wanted to focus on school and
right,
studies. And so I'm sure it was like she was probably protecting me, was just doing it a different way than your parents did it.
right,
But
right.
a different way than your parents did it.
Yeah, because for my parents, like they probably look at the family because you're not marrying a guy, you're marrying the whole family.
Yeah,
So yeah, that culture is just strong about that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Interesting. Well, have a good weekend.
yeah, you too. I
It's
know. Sorry, so late.
wonderful to have the personal conversation. So
Yeah,
this is fun to do.
yeah. We're gonna work on this together. Hopefully, good things, and we just move forward. Because
Yeah,
Anthony was a big asset, but like obviously he things happen, and I understand. I don't know what happened, and I don't care to know. I just want to make sure we're in a good place moving forward. That's just it.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
hopefully we have the same goals, you know,
yeah,
um, and hopefully we close faster too. Like that's another goal I want to get to and build up build out reports that are valuable
yeah,
through the company and through managers. Um,
yeah.
yeah. So that's it for me. Yep.
Wonderful. Appreciate that. I just to be blunt, I expect it's going to be a little rocky.
Yeah, I'm sure
But I think,
too.
and so just know that I'm supportive. We'll make it work. I'm going to try to make it as smooth as possible. It's just going to be a little rocky. It's like it's what's
Yeah.
going to happen. But I think the company's moving in a good direction, and we as a team are foundational.
Mm-hmm.
And so to sort of help move things, and we'll get better, we'll get smarter. I want everyone to
Yeah.
learn. I want everyone to grow. I want everyone to contribute. And so
Yeah.
appreciate those words, and just
Yeah.
know
I
that
just
I'm here
want to
to
make
support.
sure, was it upper decision as a company or was it Anthony's decision? Like,
Um,
was it overall? Like,
no,
is
I
it
mean,
okay to ask? I don't know.
yeah, I think I'll tell you my lens, and I think we I don't want to speak on Anthony's behalf, but we need a control. We need someone who wants to be a controller,
Oh, okay.
and that's what we need. We don't need two David Manns.
Two
Um,
Daymans?
David Mann.
Oh, you, David Man.
Yeah, we need someone who wants to be a controller. Anthony's um, experience, he's been a CFO, but we need someone who wants to be a controller, and I just don't think that was. Um, I don't want to tell too much detail, but
I
we
got
gave him
it.
the opportunity.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me try completely. We told him here's what we need. Is this something that you want or not want? And so we gave him the opportunity to say yes. This is what I want to live and breathe. And we never quite got there, but I just don't think that's what he wants to be doing.
I see. Okay.
So we
That makes
so we
sense. So I didn't know.
I think we all tried. I think we all tried. It wasn't what he wants. It wasn't what we needed. And I think he's trying to be mature about it. I'm trying to be mature about it. We know it's all hard, and so that's why it's kind of hard,
Hard,
is
yeah.
because we're all trying to help each other out, but we know it's not quite the right fit, and we got to move on. And so that's why it's kind of hard. But I
I
think everyone's
see.
trying to act in the best interest.
Yep, yep. Okay, that makes sense as a moving as a whole as a business. Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, hopefully he's still with us until the end and before his time. Um,
yeah. I mean, he's going to be, looking for his next journey. The company
mhm.
will be taking good care of him. You'll see it at some point, but the company will be taking good care of him. But he'll be with us until his next journey. We'll be looking for a person. If we find the person, then we'll work on the transition. And so that's just, I think we're all just trying to help each other out and act in the best interest.
Right.
And so that's why it's noisy. Like Anthony's, before he figures out his next journey, he's like, yeah, I'll help everyone out. I'm like, fantastic.
Okay.
If his new journey comes sooner, then we'll worry about it. If we find a person sooner, then he's like, okay, then, we'll be in good shape. And so I think that's what the noise is. And so we're all trying to act in the best interest, but we
Yes.
also recognize, like, it's just not perfect. It's not ideal. And I think I'm sensitive to, it sucks for me, it sucks for him. I don't know if it sucks for him. I suspect, like, it's not ideal, and I know it's not ideal for you guys. And I'm just mindful of how hard it is on everyone.
Right, right, right. I mean, it's just gonna take time because he started like he was in from the beginning because he was here longer than I was.
Yeah,
So like he was always showing me the ropes, and he's been
yeah,
great help and he's a knowledgeable guy with what's
yeah,
happening here.
yeah, yeah,
Because I came in not knowing anything and not knowing
yeah,
Joanna. So yeah, I mean,
yeah,
um, but yeah, and Joanna's been here a while too. So
yeah,
so she's probably you know, which is fine. But moving forward, things happen. Yeah, so I get it.
yeah. I mean, I think we want to find someone that you can learn from, you
Yeah.
can grow from, that knows the systems that we're talking about, that can help elevate the systems, that can
Right.
help elevate the controls. That's a good fit. Like that, the whole team is like I'm thinking about you guys. You and Joanna. I'm like, who? That we feel like,
Right.
it's good cultural fit, because I really want us to ultimately, like, these kind of conversations. This is what I want to talk about. Like,
Right.
I want to talk about life. I want to talk about work. I want to drive
Right.
the company, but, like, I just want us to also be like a good cultural fit, a good team, to
Right.
enjoy each other. And so it's
Yeah.
a balancing act, but we're trying to find all that.
Yeah. He was like Anthony. I don't know if you know, Anthony wasn't full time with us. He was always like consultant contractor that we paid
Yeah,
him every month. He just jumped in full time, I think, right before you, like a month or two. So he was always like our backup when we have questions, and it was
yeah,
just me and Joanna running the whole thing. So as of that, like I think we'll be fine because it will be same as where when I came in.
yeah,
Um, but it's just like the extra support, and obviously you're here now, so like obviously we're gonna come to you if we have any questions. So like
yeah.
for instance, I saw like one email for Betterment. I don't know if you know anything that's happening with that. 401k. I did see an email that's an automatic get the 6%. Um, and apparently Margaret reached out to me. She's like, they're not supposed to do that. And I sent my snippet, what I received, and she's
Yeah,
gonna reach out to the provider. So have you heard of anything about that and
You know,
how it affects us in JustWorks?
yeah. So Marco was driving that, but
Okay.
I'll just tell you observations is I just try to use Betterment and sign up for it, and I was like,
Oh, you signed
um,
up for it already? Like personally?
I tried doing it last night
Okay.
or a couple days ago when we first got, and I tried doing it this morning as well. But I
Okay.
saw the thing was like an automatic 6%,
Yeah.
and then I was having a hard time. I was like, it takes a little bit to set things up, and you have to give them bank accounts. But then the second part is once you do that and they approve it, um, like I couldn't figure out how to choose where I invest, and there wasn't anyone on the other end to reach out to. So I didn't have a wonderful experience with it.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, she's supposed to send an email out before that happens. I think that email probably was a mistake, and it's not supposed to automatic do the 6% because like what happens? If someone choose not to want to automatic because that
yeah,
affects someone's paycheck. Because I understand, like I seen in other companies, they automatic do that, so there is a cheaper cost for as a whole. Maybe that's the reason.
yeah,
But I don't know. She said that is not the case, so she's gonna reach out to the provider. So they should make
yeah,
sure that's happening before it's going out to everybody throughout the
yeah,
company. Yeah, she's like, I have been over all our accounts rep to ensure that it's not auto enrolled featured. It seemed the process of enrollment is not the case. So, um, I just want to make sure that she has the right stuff to support that. So I don't know how this affects us and if there's any invoices I should be getting and making sure that cost is there in finance. So
mm,
I just want to make sure through you, like if you know anything.
I don't, and I would have.
Okay.
She's on vacation. I would have sent her a message right now just asking her, but she's on vacation.
Oh, she is.
So
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah. I just
maybe
want to make sure I'm catching all the costs.
I'll just send her an email and I'll put you in distribution. Um, and I'm doing it as an email because she's on vacation, so she can respond whenever.
Yep.
But right, you don't know if this costs or if you get to accrue something or whatever the heck
Right,
it
right,
is.
exactly. And it doesn't say when it starts. If it is there a match? Like that's another thing. Like if there's a match,
We're not doing it. There's no match.
there's no match. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll tell you just in my head. It just
Okay.
yeah, there's definitely no match. Some point at someday in the future, if we can get growth and profitability up, then it'll be
Okay.
something we'll look at. Right now, there's no match.
Okay. Okay. No, that's also cost to the company. So I just want to make sure
Yeah,
I'm on the
yeah.
same
No
page.
cost.
Okay.
Uh,
Or using their platform, like is there a cost on that? Because that is
I
not
have not,
connected.
but we had the prior company that was doing. I assume it's through
We didn't have one.
JustWorks, huh?
We didn't have one. I don't believe.
No, but we had a prior 401k company.
No.
There was a company beforehand. Did you use it or no?
Nope. I don't think
Uh,
there was a 401k to be honest.
there
If
was.
it was, there was. Then it was
Yeah.
probably through JustWorks. I mean, Ami President has their own too. Um, yeah, I don't have 401k. So, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Something I
There
learned
was,
today.
but I don't think many people used it,
Mm-mm.
um, and I don't, yeah, but there was something.
Oh, okay. What's the benefit of that? You didn't use it? Oh.
The prior one,
Yeah.
I know they switched because I'm not sure if it just works recommended that like we have two better companies and or the prior company that just never loved. I looked at the when I first joined. I wasn't. I think the rules are like you're not eligible for like 30 days, but I looked at it and
Okay.
the software was really clunky.
Yeah, I
So
think it
when
was
I heard they
90
were
days.
90 days,
Yeah.
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 So when I heard maybe it's 90 days. So when I heard they were switching, um, when I heard they were switching, I was like, that's good, but more to learn. I'll send her a note right now. I'm wondering if it's like covered by JustWorks or
Yep. I,
if there's something separate. But my gut is it's probably something.
yep.
Uh,
The original was through JustWorks, yes, and it was 90 days waiting period. into op. You'll see a part
Yeah.
of eligibility benefits. Yeah, yeah. I wasn't part of it. I think there's better investment out there than I don't know, my personal view.
Yeah. Better investment in the company.
Yeah, it's the stock, right?
Yeah.
Carter. I don't know.
Let me ask you one question. Just when it comes to closing the books and reporting the financials, what is the role? What is your role? What's Anthony's role is in that process?
He was always the person to check it over. Um, I can do the
He
whole thing.
reviews.
I can do everything what he does basically, but obviously he has more experience than me. And if he sees something, he'll let me know and change it. And we go through
Okay.
trial balance together. So yeah, that's just it.
Got it.
And he
So effectively,
obviously he oversees Joanna. Um,
yeah. So effectively, to take the extreme, if he wasn't here today, you and Joanna, between the two of you, things would keep working.
mm-hmm.
You could do the reporting,
Mm-hmm.
but clearly he's adding an element of controls review, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
uh,
in
and
NetSuite,
and
basically.
NetSuite and doing all that evolution. Got
Yeah,
it.
because he was always the contact person through them.
Yeah, yeah,
And me and Joanna always join him through the meetings. So like the meetings was always fast, and
yeah,
sometimes like either Joanna and probably didn't understand, but like obviously you want to save costs, which is all our goals.
yeah,
Um, that's why like it was very important. Like I don't want to go over budget. Like we saved so much already, and I
yeah,
feel like just having that last step, like Anthony could finish just the stuff that he already did,
yeah,
would be helpful. But if not, if it doesn't work out with him, which is fine, then we'll just work our way with our new controller.
yeah. I mean, I think that is the best.
Yeah, that's
I think the
fine.
best.
I'm just
I think the
saying.
best is it will
Yeah,
be the cleanest because, quite honestly, I want the new controller to look at it, have an opinion, and I want you guys to be part of the process. I mean, you're going to see like
yeah,
I want you guys. I also want you guys to see it and have opinions and have a thought. So
right.
I think that's important for your growth and to make us better. So
Right, right. I think me
that's
and Joanna can still process well, Anthony, because that's how we started when before he came in full time. It's no
right,
different because he was
right,
like he was a contractor at the time
right.
until like I forgot when he started, September,
Yeah,
someone late last year.
got
Um,
it,
so but he was just the main person for NetSuite, so that's the only thing I'm worried about in the credit card processing. I was never part of
got it.
that, so
So I would rather.
in the revenue
Uh,
portion, like he was always that person. I didn't do anything with
okay,
revenue for NetSuite.
who's doing
So
the revenue recognition in NetSuite? Just him?
it's already done. It's already in there. So it should be less work. And we all did the revenue together. Like
Yeah,
it was a whole list. Like remember that open list that
yeah,
he was talking about? Basically he took half of that list and we went through each of the clients, and that took so
yeah,
much time. Each of the clients figure out like what is the remaining balance or what is left on
yeah,
their contract. It was like
yeah,
open list contract. And then the 1/4 it went to me, 1/4 went to Joanna. And apparently
yeah,
Joanna has so much on plate. I finished her 1/4, so I did most of that.
yeah,
So then we upload that whole data because NetSuite had no other way getting that, and
yeah,
deferred revenue was always like done to hand. So like
yeah,
since NetSuite has that, we shouldn't be doing that manually. Like we can,
yeah,
but like to double check. So it
yeah. I mean,
should work.
yeah, but that's a huge one. Where when we did this month, who checked it? Was it Anthony who drove that process, or did you check it? Or
You should confirm with him. He was doing that. I used to
yeah,
do it when he wasn't here, but like since we are going new system, he wanted to
got
do
it,
that, so I let
got
that
it,
go.
got it,
Um,
got it.
yeah,
Okay, so that's probably therefore the biggest.
yeah, and
That's
making
probably the
sure
biggest, piece of like
he's
if he were hit by a bus today, like how do we, who knows the revenue,
it's
who
a
knows how it works?
yeah. So another check, like if he like make sure it's right, and he sent out like something called waterfall. I forgot what the
Yeah,
email.
yeah, I
Yeah,
saw it. Yeah,
so maybe I had to learn it. through something, but it should be easy.
Yeah, I think it'd be worth training you, probably high priority.
Yeah, it should be easy
Is
now. Revenue waterfall through February 29th.
Yeah, or I don't know who would do it, you or Joanna from a revenue perspective, the revenue waterfall.
Um, I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe you can make that decision. You and Anthony can make that decision. I don't know.
Yeah,
But I feel like all Joanna's doing, I feel like I can still learn, and I have done it before. Like
yeah,
if she's
yeah,
on vacation, I can take over her.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that's a great point. It's like we need one owner, but all of us knowing what each other does is great too. It's good for
Yeah,
learning. It's good for understanding, and so
right.
I think that is
Cause I
probably that's probably a big one. I mean, I'd say the biggest things are revenue recognition, ownership, because like that's
yes,
where it all starts.
yes.
I think number
And I
two
heard
is
from him like sometimes she does it wrong, so like I want to make sure through him like let's do it right. Um,
yeah.
yeah, from because he
Who is in
caught
the
so
revenue
many
recognition?
mistakes. He told me I don't know.
Yeah,
Um, I haven't, so I wasn't really a big part of it, but like I we worked together on the open listing. I remember, so
got it. Um, so
so
the big thing, if he's hit by a bus, someone needs to know how revenue recognition works,
yeah,
and then that's probably foundational. And then the other stuff is sort of controls and making sure everything works. But worst comes to worst, we could produce the monthly financials. We could pay the
yeah,
bills because you are paying all the bills. Who pays the bills? You or Joanna?
pays the bills. Joanna does, but I can do it too. That should
Okay,
be easy. Yeah.
so we can pay the bills.
Because we don't really had because everything was through credit card that we didn't have that much bills from the
Yeah,
beginning, and I would like to have bills instead of like big invoices. They shouldn't go through credit cards. If we have a vendor name, it shouldn't go through credit cards. So
yeah.
we're trying to change that for this year.
Okay,
um so like a lot of vendors like big like from that hits advertising marketing, I feel like we should get invoices. And then we can like if I need to accrue or I need to put prepaids to for fulfill all the months, it's just
yeah,
easier to know. Like
yeah.
sometimes because I caught a few that they charge us twice. What's it called? They charge us twice invoice, and it was quarter. It was like um 21,000, and they charge us twice. And Joanna just paid. I'm like, Joanna, why do we pay this? Like, and they had the invoice dates wrong. It was the training for Rajiv's team. I forgot what they're called. Delegate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they messed up that finance team. So like if nobody said anything, like that is like a lot of costs, and then they
Mm-hmm.
push it forward for next year's costs. Yeah, it was last year, and then we were paying for February. So, um, so things like that, I feel like we should have invoices. Yeah,
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 yeah.
for sure. Because it's
Okay.
such a big cost. And then if I didn't do the financial, I would never caught that. Like, thank God I saw it, and
Mm,
it did make sense. Yeah.
mm, mm.
Oh yeah. Um, other than that, yeah, like, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Um, cool. That's helpful. The revenue recognition is a big one. Here's just from a business front, revenue recognition. We'll have to figure out who gets trained on it. And
Yep.
ultimately, like we should all have backup, so everyone should know how to do everything. But like, who owns it?
Yep.
And then the other big thing is just the budget of figuring out how to get budget in the system.
Yep. Agree.
And I think it's worth. I'm going to say it's worth you doing it
Okay.
because that way you can learn it.
Yeah.
Like,
Of course. Yeah.
and then and by the way, I'm happy to double check it and look at it. I think it's going to be a little awkward to be honest. Like, who should double check it? Work with Anthony first
I
because I just
mean, with him, like, uh, before he came a full time, like, I just did everything, and he just double checked it, and I don't know if he checked it, and I just sent out the financials.
yeah,
So obviously, I do check my work and make sure it doesn't make sense, and I compared it with the budget. Um,
yeah,
Yeah.
All right, so
So
tell you what. Why don't I'll review the budget with you? Why don't you learn how to?
yeah, okay, we could do that. Yeah, we'll
I can
figure
review the
that
budget.
out. Yeah, I thought I need to go through him and then go through Bob. Oh,
That,
Rob. Sorry.
yeah, actually, tell you what. Don't. I'm just gonna be here as a backup. Like I don't. If I let me just tell you what's in my. If I start getting into all the day to day, I'm gonna cause too much noise, and that's what I'm trying not to do. So just work with Anthony on
Okay.
the budget, and
Yes.
then
Yeah, I'm gonna utilize him. Let's utilize him first, and
yeah,
then if I have any issues, I'll come to you. What do you think?
I think that's the cleanest way
Yeah,
to do everything
because he
during
was
this
been a
time of like
part
just
of it. Yeah. So
yeah.
let me
So
use him.
just continue to work through him.
Yeah.
The revenue recognition, I will talk to him to figure out who should be trained and let him to lead and drive it, but just know it's on my radar screen.
Right.
And then um, we'll leave it at those couple things. It'll be a little messy, but he'll still be on point.
Yeah. I think we'll be fine. Yeah. We're not gonna be messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I
No.
appreciate that.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah. If there's anything, let me know.
All right. Go have a fun weekend. Go
Yep.
have
You
some dinner.
too.
Go
6
see the
p.m.
kids.
Yep.
Thanks for catching up with me. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Have
All
a
right.
nice weekend. Bye.
You too. Bye bye.